Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are... Oh, we're good.
Nope.
Yeah, you'll have fun. Welcome to the EST Hangout. Happy Thursday. Tom Gazzola, Jolene Latimer from The Score, and the one and only Lieutenant Eric. I love that. YouTube Trev's like, we're good. Go.
Go live.
Go. Start
now.
talking.
Do it.
Show on. Good morning, Jolene. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You've been here for like 2 hours
I
already.
live here now.
She did 5 mock shows this morning. It's
All
been
right.
great. Yeah.
What are we
Sounding awesome.
working on?
What was I working on?
Yeah, what kind of show? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I did have a meeting.
Yes,
yeah,
I know.
yeah. I have been here for hours. That's not a lie. I'm very comfortable here now.
Good. It's a very comfortable place.
It
It's a
is.
busy
The
place.
kitchenette, bath, like it's all
Yeah,
set up
everything
for
you
you.
need.
We
And
have a
like,
T-Roy.
I think it's easy to focus because everyone's doing work, and I don't know. I feel like I'm
Do
in
your
the
thing.
zone here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
that's
it.
good. And Lieutenant Eric, thank you for hopping on today. Maddie's
keeping
away
my legs
today.
very tight together as well in this seat.
Why? Why? It's a
That's
very-
such
I
a
just gotta-
dangerous seat. That's the worst seat.
It's the worst seat. You're right.
It is,
It's
it is.
bullseye right there, like bam, right down
know.
the center of the.
I
Just be
tried to get
comfortable.
that seat, but then Tom wouldn't let me switch with him.
Were you in there this morning?
No, I was
This
here.
is-
Oh, you were here, and
This
then
is
you.
the seat with
Ah,
the
yeah,
phone
yeah, I see.
connection.
That's the
Bye,
best
Trev.
seat.
This is the seat with the phone connection. There's no headset connected, so that's not great.
Nah, but he
We'll
needs
have to
it.
figure that
Is
out.
the camera a little jaunted? Some people like when they're watching the Hangout, Tom. You usually sit here and it looks like you're kind of falling off the frame.
I am actually
It's like a
falling
ship.
off. Yeah, I am.
Constantly falling off.
Constantly
Yeah.
falling off. No, but here we
No,
are.
thanks for having me. Yeah,
Thanks for being here.
I'm so excited. We've
Yeah.
never we don't even.
We've
really
never,
know each
yeah,
other.
we've talked outside,
Yeah.
but never in the cage
exactly.
here,
Yeah.
so to speak.
This is a really big moment.
Yeah, for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'm honored.
Okay.
Glad you be part of it, Tom.
I'm glad you guys are both part. What a shared, beautiful experience with
Yes.
one another.
Yeah.
This is great.
We'll always remember it.
As always, get in on the conversation, 780-218-9999. And in the nasty chat, we'll keep tabs on that. Rick, are you keeping tabs
I'll get on
nasty
that. I'll
chat?
get on that old nasty
Yeah,
shit.
I'll get the
keep it clean, people.
I'll get the Paris Jewelers inbox going. Jolene, we'll have to get you hooked up with the Paris Jewelers inbox.
I just get to watch you guys.
Oh, it's fun. Okay, so did you come with like a list of things? Because you always have like 47 things to talk about, and
I
we're
know.
always like, we'll be fine.
I really wanted to talk about curling with Matt, but he's not here.
Yeah.
It's
well,
been a-
I mean, Rick.
been a big-
Rick likes
I'd
curling.
love to
Where-
talk
where
about
you
the
wanna
pebble.
go with
You
the
want to talk
curling
about
thing?
Botcher joining
Yeah,
the Goose
that's
Shoe
what I was
Rink?
gonna talk
It was one of my
about.
hot takes this morning. Nobody really got it, but I mean, that's okay. It's,
Okay, so like, what are your thoughts on that?
What has happened? You got to
Okay.
inform me. I have no clue.
well, my thoughts are that he's joining a front end.
I know.
I mean, I don't think he's really built to be a front end type of guy in the modern game.
Sweeping's so much more important.
We're talking
Yeah.
technicalities here, but in terms of the reason he's not skipping a team, it was kind of my hot take. I mean, curling is a bit of wrestling, right? There's attitudes. There's people who get along and people who don't. And he's had correct me if I'm wrong, a bit of a reputation of being maybe a bit of an ass or so to speak. I don't know. I've never been
There
in
was a
the huddle with him.
There was a
Chemistry.
chemistry problem on the last team.
Yes. Okay.
Should we update Tom on the whole situation?
Let's.
Oh, I'm. Yeah,
You're-
go
yeah.
ahead.
Okay,
Chemistry.
you know Botcher, right?
Yeah, Brendan Botcher.
Yeah, he's an Edmonton guy.
Yes.
So he had a great team, a great Edmonton team, basically. They broke up. When did that original team break up?
Oh, now we're getting too much into the weeds for me. Yeah.
2022.
I'm going to preface, I don't believe he's an ass. I'm just saying like that's
The
what you kind of hear.
reputation.
Yeah, it's just
the
you know.
reputation. So then he joined another team. There was a chemistry problem on that team. So he's one of the best curlers in Canada, maybe even in the world.
I'm sensing a common theme here.
Shooting skip stones,
of
though. I mean, in
great
that position.
Right. He's definitely a skip. He's always been a skip. I did curl juniors with him at the Shamrock when we were like 10. He was just naturally a skip. He always was. And so his second team broke up. So at the beginning of this year, he didn't have a team. So he was just kind of sitting it out. He was playing mixed doubles and then coaching.
Okay.
Goose Shoe's team had like a breakup with their second. So then they had an opening, and over Thanksgiving, Botcher they talked, and then they announced that Botcher would be joining them as a second, which is weird because he's a skip. So yeah. To TBD how it will turn out. But the one thing that kind of gives me hope that maybe it would work is that I think both him and Grushu approach the game similarly. Like they're very cerebral and like they seem to be reserved and like
That does work, but I don't like the whole super team stuff. I don't like people moving the province. I'm a
everyone's
traditionalist when it
saying
comes.
there's like literally nothing to rival.
Yeah.
So you kind of lose some of the storylines in that way, even though you probably get the best curlers together.
True. Yeah. No, and it's college football. Maybe you can make the same argument too with conferences and stuff. But no, I mean it's as you said, TBD. We'll see how it goes. But it's certainly it's something where I did see it yesterday. I was like, oh, this is odd. Second, hey, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. But
is it a bit of a waste of his like mind?
The mind, and then again, if you're not getting the physical capabilities of really having, the demand of being on the front end is we'll see.
It's funny. 10 years ago or 15 years ago, nobody would have ever considered sweeping to be that important.
Right.
But now the game's evolved to where it is.
Yeah.
But Botcher was saying that since he's been playing mixed doubles this year, has got a lot of sweeping practice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he feels confident.
And they wouldn't make that appointment with just saying,
Yeah.
I wonder if you can sweep.
Yeah.
And then try him out that day. Obviously, so it's
They
so
are
he's been-
losing one of the best sweepers, though, I think, in the game with EJ. He's an excellent sweeper. So I don't know.
Did he go somewhere else then, or is he just left?
Left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
they didn't give a lot of details.
Free
on
agent.
That. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
If all these players, because like I remember John Morris was skipping in Ontario, right? And then he came over and he was with Alberta, and you're talking about all these guys switching teams. And basically, they're recycling all these teammates and all the elite curlers on the men's side. I don't know. I'm assuming this happens on the women's side too a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Then how hard is it for fresh, new talent to come in at that elite level? Are we seeing? Is it like a log jam because these guys are just and ladies just swapping teams and it's just a new mix of the old teams? Or
it's a good question.
Are teams breaking through and new curlers?
It's a good question. One of my do you want to go first?
No.
Okay,
please.
I was gonna say one of my like problems with curling is that because of the way it's structured, it is really political. So more than maybe other sports. So in order to like rise up, you need to have a team that you kind of have to put your own thing together and then like go together. Whereas in other sports, maybe like you join a team and get like scouted or you try out. It's a little bit more organized in that way, or there's more third party involvement, but there's no such thing as like a curling tryout to make the provincial team. You have to find like friends who want to curl with you, and then you guys have to do your own training together and then try to be good. So in that way, like I think that limits maybe talent rising, and you have to put all your own money into it. I mean, that's not that much different than maybe some other minor like leagues, but I think that's what limits talent from rising. And then at the top, like the people who are, one of the things about curling is that like you usually don't peak until your late 30s. You could curl into your 40s. So that also limits talent from like breaking through at a young age. I think those are to me the factors. What do you think?
Well, I mean, most of my successful days were in high school, to which and I don't want to brag, but we got some accolades. Absolutely. It was great. We had a great team, matching jackets, the whole bit.
What high school did you go to?
BJM in Saskatoon.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But I think now, like back in the day, it was corn brooms and cigarettes and a lot of old guys with dusty mustaches and women with big haircuts and stuff. And now you are seeing like a lot of, like the breaking through is tough, but I think the youth of today, and I think the sport in itself, it's hip, it's cool, it's, you can just, it's like beer league hockey. You find 3 other friends, go down, join a rec league or whatever, and see where sometimes you never know. And it's one of those sports where I don't think you need, background's nice and training's nice and all that's nice, but as you mentioned too, you need to find your own finances, you need to find your own time, you need to do it. But all these people have jobs, workaday jobs that you go to again. So it's just, I've always liked the sport because it's one of those where it's for the normal person. It's for anybody can do it. Well, not anybody, but anybody can try to do it, attempt to do it. If you're good enough with 3 other people and a spare, fine. So many more young people are getting into it. Both the Scotties and the Brier do feature, like you get all of those veteran teams on both. But then you also get a team of like, oh, they're 17 or 18 or whatever it is. And you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
You know, and I wouldn't have dreamed of doing that when I was that age.
They really break through.
Yeah.
Those are people who like work their way up the junior circuit. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of devotion.
But to your point, it is different in a way that if you are good, you don't like it kind of goes both ways because there's no tryouts and there's no like really, really formal structure. That could be like a detriment, but it could also be, hey, if you're good enough and you just have some friends and you guys are good, you can keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Wild Westy in us. Like there's no, it's like you get a beer league hockey team.
Yeah.
And work your way up the ranks.
Theoretically, you could just work your way up.
That's wild.
Which is exactly what I talked about this last time. That's exactly what Jared Allen is trying to do.
The football players.
Yeah. I like that talk. Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's still trying. I'm going to catch up with him, I think, next week.
Because you were working on a long feature on him, right?
Yeah, I'm still working on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, where's all that at? I guess just to reset that whole.
yeah, so I haven't caught up with him in a bit, but I did recently read an athletic feature that said that he's taking this year off curling because in the U.S. they changed some like rules for qualifying for the Olympics and they're making it a little bit harder. You can't they're making it harder to work your way up.
Okay.
Maybe I'm because of that. But anyway,
Stymies the fun.
I know.
Yeah.
But he's still I think he's curling with John Morris, and he still has hopes of like next season. Their Olympic trials are next season, so
Okay.
he can always like come back but he's really involved in curling. He purchased the Grand Slam of curling. He's in part of the group that purchased the Grand Slam of curling from Sportsnet. And they're revamping that. They have an event in Nisku, which will also be, I think, Botcher's debut with Gushu.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when is
coming up.
this?
That's in the first week of November.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jared won't be at that one, but I think he's going to be at the Newfoundland one.
Be interesting to check out the Botcher's debut and all that. Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah. So anyway, I think it's really cool, but to your point of curling getting cooler, which I love talking about, this interesting mesh of the NFLers and curling.
Hell of a crossover.
It's really
Never in my life I would have expected that.
the
No,
crossover event of the century.
But I also don't want to get too cool. Some of curling, there is a charm of being, like
just
a.
embrace your inner loser side.
Yeah. No, but it's true.
No,
Like
well, I was a curler. I admit, like
sometimes it
This
jumps
isn't
the shark in
chess
a way.
club,
Well,
yeah, it's chess on ice.
but
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, you're right.
But like,
we're fine with it. We're fine with it.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be too much.
okay,
Yeah.
Now there has been this shift. We look at curlers now, and Rick's talking about like the dusty mustaches and the knit sweaters and the beard. I remember being at Shamrock Curling Club. Shout out to Gavin and the crew there and Angela. And like it wasn't old people. It was young families. It was people in their 30s, our age, just having a good time. I don't know if it was a bonspiel or what, but I was like, man, everybody's sticking around. Everyone's having a great time. The beers are flowing.
Yeah.
Nobody's all hacking darts. It was minus like 45 that week. But I don't know. I think it has shifted. It is a younger person's sport to an extent.
Yeah, and I remember like Lucas and Ryan, my brother and Ryan, Whale and the
Ryan
Wolf
Ryan,
Boys, and we all have like longer hair. We don't look. This was maybe 8 years ago, and they wandered into the Avonair Club by Kingsway.
Yeah.
And they got looked out of there, like just to go watch. They just wanted to see some guys throw some rocks around.
Yeah.
And the old guard, it was like going into a Legion, 20 years ago without your
provincial about
membership.
it.
And they just like stared them out the door,
Harsh.
which sucks. But I mean, in that short space of time, yes, now we could probably go in there and it's not a big deal because there's a mix of people. And whether it's Shamrock, I know my wife, she's doing Sunday League at the Granite again, like nobody really over the age of 50, everybody's kind of Sunday night. It's kind of late. It's the work vibe. It's the work crew. Bars going.
Yeah.
It's a change, but probably you would agree for the best. Getting rid of the smoke and all that other.
Yeah,
I
I'll
joke,
miss
I jest,
it.
but it's just
I like to have my secondhand cigarette while I'm there. But
Yeah.
Delicious. Menthols mostly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a welcome change. Everybody, nostalgia in the days of yore, everybody kind of likes that to a point, but this is for the best.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
And I was talking to the CEO of the curling group who bought the Grand Slams, and he was saying that he was likening it to golf, because I think like even 15 years ago, golf, or I know when I was growing up, it kind of was a dying sport. It's what's going to happen with curling, especially because for most of curling's life, it has not been well capitalized or well marketed, and now they're starting to do that a little bit more. Like the curling group raised $7 million, so not like outrageous amounts of money, but probably more money than it's ever been raised to market a sport or curling.
Yeah.
So when you think about how big it is without a lot of that attention, that corporate attention, now that it's starting to get more corporate attention, it's starting to professionalize a little bit more. I think it'll grow a lot.
And like you golf.
Yeah.
Do you golf, Jolene?
Yeah, very, very poorly, but yes.
Yeah, I don't. But I know what the jig is up, you guys. I know what golf is all about. You go out there, you waste a couple hours, and you drink with your friends.
Yes.
Nobody's. Give me a break.
Yes.
I know I don't do it, but I've caught on to the scheme here.
Yeah.
Golfing.
It's a
I know what this
social
is about.
thing.
It's a social event. Same as
Yeah.
essentially, it's decent exercise. I mean, you can walk the course. You're swinging. You're on the pebble. You're again. You get a workout.
You're outside doing something.
You're
That's the
outside doing
point of it.
something
Yeah.
golf, but I mean curling too on a cold winter's going to a place and just hanging out with some people and having a good time. Half the time you don't like the score. Who cares? Like you're just kind of
Yeah.
a great social event
Exactly.
to get people out in the darks of winter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ken texted and said, guys, if you're talking about what happened to Botcher's team, you should get Carrick Martin's thoughts. We had Carrick in here last year.
Yeah.
And they were former teammates, and I'd often run into them at Saville at the beginning of their careers. Do you know Carrick Martin?
Yeah, I interviewed him they were in the bubble. So they were still a team during the World Men's Championships in 2022 or one, whenever they still had bubbles. And so that was kind of like their original team. I've talked to him before. I wonder if he would be candid about how that team broke up, or if he would be a little bit guarded about it. Is he kind of shy?
Carrick Martin?
Yeah.
Well, he's a softer spoken guy. I remember
Yeah.
that, but he was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was great. He had a lot of information, and then talking to him after the show was even better, getting some of the
Yeah,
details.
that's when you always get all the goods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
Did he also play hockey?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did, absolutely. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
So that was like my first real deep dive with a curler ever. It's a world I am not familiar
I
with.
keep bringing you into it because it's one of
You
my
like it though,
favorite
hey?
sports.
You've dipped a
I'm
toe
a
and-
defending champion of the Oilers alumni Bonspiels.
Wow,
Are you
jeez.
actually?
Yeah,
Oh my
I played
gosh.
2 games.
Oh,
A champion in a
what,
mid-
what did you play? Lead?
I have no idea. I
Oh.
played with a crew from Red Deer, and we kicked ass.
Did you shoot first, second, third, or
wherever
fourth?
they wanted me to shoot? And then I had to do pre and post game that night too.
Oh, wow.
So it was a busy evening.
Full day.
Maybe.
Yeah. Just a quick note. We're seeing the texts that are coming into the Paris Jewelers inbox. Some technical issues. I think they started at the end of the Nielsen show. Somebody's on it. I hope.
We've woken him from his vacation slumber. I think he's on it. Russian Spa streaming KHL games downstairs.
Yes.
Scotty knows in the nasty chat. Unconfirmed, but a great theory nonetheless. Something Wi-Fi. We're getting it.
It's on the audio side of things. I
Yeah.
think YouTube has been fine this entire time.
Shut down your stuff, restart it, type of thing. Give it a chance. Give it a go.
Maddie's on it,
Unplug, blow on it.
even though he's supposed to be on holidays for this weekend.
We think
but
this is all a big test.
maybe it is. Maybe he's sabotaging us, and then he's
It's-
like, "Fine, I'll fix
a
it."
big
You idiots
scenario,
don't know
yeah.
how to do it. This is the EST Hangout. Talk Zola, Jolene Latimer from The Score, and Lieutenant Eric with you. Text us 780-218-9999. We'll get those issues taken care of. Of course, we go into Hangout Headlines, brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value until the 20th. That is the final day over at the ranch. Yesterday afternoon was beautiful. Today, the sun finally came out, and it might be okay if you want to bundle up and swing the sticks. And then somebody also texted into the Paris Jewelers inbox that we don't need you blowing our cover when it comes to golf, Lieutenant Eric.
I think I'm the last person to figure this whole setup up, really, to be honest with you. No blowing cover, but just the jig is up.
Just stop
for
talking
me.
about it, okay? It's like
Okay,
Fight
well,
Club. You don't talk about Fight Club. Speaking of Nashville, we were talking about the curlers in Nashville. The Oilers are in Nashville to take on the Preds tonight. You guys are talking about Smashville. What a town. What a town. First road game of the season for the Oilers. Jolene, you obviously cover the team. What have you made of this 1-3 start?
Oh, don't ask me that question.
What? You're there at the rink. You cover this team.
I try to go to the away team locker room as often as possible. Yeah, I like to meet new people.
I like that. You got to know thy enemy, right?
Yeah.
Like to get their backs up against the wall.
Yes.
It's
I think they love
unbelievable.
residing there, and they play their
Yeah.
best when they are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not worried about it at all.
Me neither. The win helped, obviously. I don't know what the mood and vibe was like in the inbox and nasty chat this morning, but I will say this. I was talking like over the last week until the Oilers won against Philadelphia the other night. I was getting texts from friends, bumping into people around the city, and they were just so down on the team. They're like, I knew it, all these changes. And it's cute in a way, collectively, when you hear the same like themes that people are bringing up, and you're like, well, it's the easy conversation.
But preseason,
Yeah.
they had the goals flying in left,
They
right,
were
and center.
terrible in
But
the
preseason,
preseason.
okay, that's the argument.
Yeah.
Season starts, same thing's happening, and now we're all willing to erase it
Yep.
with an overtime win against Philly on a late Tuesday night.
That's all it takes.
Like
Exactly.
that's all good now.
Exactly.
All the problems are shushed away under the rug.
And that's exactly why I bring that up, because I ran into a friend, an acquaintance yesterday, and he was texting me nonstop during the game on Thursday, especially the first period, which was atrocious from an Oilers point of view. And he's like, they can't score. They can't defend. Do what he changes. Can't get a save. Oh, my God, the penalty kill. And I was like, yes, I know. And then yesterday I bumped into him, and he goes, I didn't like that win, but they got it. And I think they woke up, and those fights really spurred them on. And maybe that's what they needed. And I'm like, that's good. Positivity is good. But I don't know. I mean, it's just one game. They played 2 decent periods. Nashville's struggling tonight. Maybe this is the recipe that's going to lead them to some success. Hello, Dusty. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I feel like they just need to get a couple. They just need to string together good periods of hockey, and when they do that, the fans will calm down. People need to see that it's working. I feel like it will, but
I think so. You're not
If they
worried
play
about
good
it.
periods of hockey tonight, though, and lose a tight one, like where are we then?
Well,
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just
I
kind of
think-
because, as you said, Nashville really need this one too, and they're not a bad team.
Yeah.
I think that as far as the collective sentiment goes, it feels like Oilers fans are very smart. They know the game
Yeah,
really well.
sure.
I think they can recognize good hockey when they see it.
Sure.
Let's say that the Oilers played great hockey today, but they still lose. I feel like people will still
You have
they'll
to
be chill about
You
it.
have to.
Well, I have a theory tonight on the post game show, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post game show live at Hudson's
White.
Ave
Yep.
tonight. I have a feeling they'll be like, they couldn't even beat a team that had no wins. Nashville sucks right now, and they lose to Nashville.
You do get those narratives. You see them.
Of course.
You see them flying in live. Yeah, it is an educated base, but a highly emotional one.
Highly
and the seesaw.
Yeah, and they've been through a lot.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
So it's understandable.
But this is a tough two. And Nashville, we talk about them needing it tonight. Dallas, matinee Saturday afternoon, who are 4-0.
They are having a good start to this.
They're having a good start.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, maybe
I'm not
find
too
something.
worried about Saturday.
You're not worried about
Regardless
Saturday.
of how this is going right
We've
now.
solved all the matinee issues in the past. Hey,
It seems like it. In the
yeah.
last couple of years, they've
I
been
think so,
very
too.
good
It's-
in
yeah,
matinee games, and they played a lot of them.
Right.
Plus, it's a bit of a must win.
Yeah, and as you said, this whole homestand was kind of a wiffle ball, in my opinion,
Yeah.
in terms of, now they lost. I get it. Winnipeg's a good team, but then you have Chicago. You should get up for a highly emotional BOA. But these two teams in the West, I think they get on the road. You get a little bonding, that type of thing. Why not? I could see them actually now, figuratively backs against the wall, but come out and put together a couple of good performances.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. But yeah.
So don't worry, basically.
Better performances, but who knows in the win-loss
The
column.
results should be better,
The
too.
results should be better following that.
Yeah. All right. 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat. Dusty's working on the audio stream right now and under the tutelage of Matthew Wanek. How's it coming over there, Dusty? He's figuring it out. Keep those.
It's Maddie's test. It's a Maddie I want to test.
It's the stress test. Joel texting in says, tell everybody to calm down. Just because Brown scored a goal doesn't mean they are back. I don't know. I think that the mental hurdles that come with that.
See, I had this conversation with my family all of Thanksgiving because my family are a bunch of very emotional Oilers fans.
Lots
So
of fandoms
yeah,
there.
everybody's
Yes.
concerned that now this is an indicator that Connor's going to be gone. And what do we do because our
Wow, they're really emotional.
3 games in.
I didn't know what the level. I'm like,
Now
oh, okay.
4.
That's what's done. This guy
Holy
is
heck.
falling. This guy is falling. And the other narrative was like, we can't fire the coach. Like we've done that so many times. We have but that's all that Oilers seem to be able to do. So
Here's one. Play better.
Well, what do you like? We talk about the defense, Tom.
Yeah.
and that's how it is. But the PK special teams has been an early issue, like it was last year
Sure.
too. I mean, is it coaching? Is it team makeup? Is it just
Execution.
Is it a cup hangover?
Rick,
just execution.
it's execution.
That's it.
Like everything is in place. Nothing has been completely changed.
You're fine with what they have.
yes.
Coaching and roster makeup.
Even
and
the
everything.
roster
Yeah.
makeup is good enough to get you where you need to be, put them in a position to be in the postseason, and then they obviously need to bolster the defense. That's pretty clear right now that it's going to be a patchwork for a little while. So
But get in the dance, get in the tournament, right? Get in the playoffs.
yeah,
Do you need a President's Trophy?
I would like to see them win one.
Sure.
I went on a little tangent yesterday on the oil stream, and I was like, this is the now for them. This is when they should go into every single game expecting to win, regardless of the opponent.
Yeah.
They've put themselves into this situation, into this stratosphere.
All the metrics have them. The pie charts, the graphs,
And
the
the
it's
war
all
charts, all
everything.
of those that are the most important, have them at the tippy top. But anyway, at the end of the day, you have to execute. And if you can't make a 10-foot outlet pass, you're in trouble. And that's been the case through 3.5 games.
So it's the players.
Yes. Yes. They're not executing. Make a damn pass.
But you still feel they have it in them to do that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Why aren't they doing that?
General malaise, indifference. I
you
don't
know this team better than anybody. What happens when they get into they're so streaky. When they get into their losing streaks, like, is it that they're not gelling together or?
Well, yeah, ultimately, it's just like this collective mindset where you always have that safety net of Connor and Leon. But guess what? They've been 2 of the weaker players on the team through 4 games. Now they woke up in the third period
Sure,
overtime, absolutely, but they haven't really done much. You talked about it on the morning show today, how it was a deceiving first start for Leon
Well,
Draisaitl.
it's-
23 minutes, a goal and an assist, +2.
Because you hear Dusty's buddy that he works with on Moisty on TSN.
Yeah.
He was in charge of doing the stars. He's like, I didn't want to see the game. So
Well, they put
Who
him
scored
in
the
a
winner?
jam.
Yeah. So it's like, and I get that. We've all kind of been there. But
Yeah.
again, to my point, I don't think that win should kind of gloss over the fact that, again, he took that stupid penalty, got
Yes.
cycled over twice for a shift. And,
Minor benching. Yeah.
McDavid's been a little dry. Hyman's been...
Nowhere to be found.
So,
Same
I
with
mean,
Nugent
the
Hopkins.
big dogs. But again,
Yeah.
is this just an elongated preseason? Like, they don't care.
I think they do
Subconsciously,
care.
no,
It's
but you
just-
know what I mean. Like subconsciously, that switch isn't fully turned on yet.
Right.
'Cause you're just like,
It's in neutral.
we'll get our legs.
It's stuck on end.
Yeah.
How does that happen though? I mean, that is my question. So
Because
I'm
they're
not sure.
very confident. They're very good hockey players. And
Yeah.
I think they just they're like, all right, well.
Dangerous
I guess we
thinking
have
though,
a
no?
game
Or you're, I mean,
It's
should fans also
frustrating.
should fans' confidence follow that? Because it's like nothing's given. I know all the charts and everything as we say, but it's just
It's kind of like, to me, it feels like when you, like you said, you're confident, like when you have an exam or something and you know exactly how much you need to study for the exam. So you're just not going to freak out. You're just going to start on the day that you need to and not any earlier. Have you read, I read a book that said that like 80% of your output on anything comes from 20% of effort, or am I getting it wrong? But
I know what
something
you're
like that.
talking about. Yeah.
Like,
What's the
basically,
studying
no.
for exams thing?
It is. Well, I was just using it. Sorry, I'm a nerd. We
never
already
did
established this. I was a curler in high school. Like I
Nerd alert.
liked studying. It's not
I
a
know,
big
I'm
deal.
just teasing. Anyway, continue. Sorry, Joel.
Okay, no, I'm getting the numbers wrong here because math is not my strong suit. But the general concept is that like most of your effort or most of your output comes from 80% of your effort, and then the last 20% is not useful. So if you're trying like extra hard, it really doesn't have like that much of an impact. So you should only try like medium hard, do your best with the 80%, and then scrap the
love
last
that.
20. Yeah,
gripping the stick too tight.
that's
Overthink like that
That's
type of
what it is.
kind
Yeah.
of.
Well, we always hear that. Well, we've got to get back to playing simple hockey.
yeah.
They can't
Maybe
even
that's
play.
what
They
they're
have
cliche,
not
taking
been
but
that
playing
yeah.
to heart.
simple
They're
hockey.
taking that to heart.
Yeah.
They're only going to put in 80%. And you'll see that later. This is the 20% they don't care about.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right because the 1-3 start has people very frustrated and concerned. A win in Nashville tonight quells some of that. Nashville 0 for this season. Stamkos hasn't scored. Marchessault has not scored, but he has a couple of points.
And it's Luke Shen night, 1,000th career game. They'll be wearing his jersey. Family's there. It's all Saskatoon's own, baby. No, but a little bit of emotion there, and they need it. They, they've been juggling lines themselves and everything. So
Right.
who needs it more?
Colorado struggling so far this season.
Yeah, that's
as well.
surprising.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some.
Goaltending, forward depth, and injuries. And Wyshynski said goaltending and injuries are the big ones. Forward depth, maybe, but
Injuries have been an issue for the Avs for a long time. I'm
Yep.
just going to the standings right now to take a look at everything. But no Nichushkin, obviously dealing with some issues off the ice. Gabriel Landeskog, I thought we were going to be seeing him by now. It's been 2 full years.
and what are
He
you
hasn't
getting when a player returns?
That's
from,
hard to come back
right?
from.
Yeah.
Well, let's just take a look. Okay, who's struggling right now in the early part in the West? The top teams in the Central are Dallas at 4-0, Utah 3-1-1,
And that new franchise bump, hey, that
Right.
relocation bump.
Winnipeg 3-0, and then
Jets are a quiet 3-0, hey?
but they're a good team.
Very good. And a
Very good
great
team.
goalie.
Excellent,
which
goalie.
will-
the best goalie
the be-
in the
well-
league right now. Calgary 4-0.
Yeah. Rasmus Anderson credits the system.
Yeah, great job, Rasmus. Vegas 3-1, and Anaheim 2-1.
I like they went back to that logo, though. I'll tell you that.
The
It's better
aesthetic
than
of the
that
game.
duck
was the
print thing.
duck
I don't know what was going
that
on there.
Bad. That was really bad. Mini at 2-0-2, sitting in the first wild card spot, and the Blues at 2-2 hold down the second wild card spot. Mini getting a goalie goal the other night too. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's a crapshoot right now. Like yesterday, the Kings got blown out by the Leafs.
Long road trip for them, too, hey?
Yeah,
to
well,
start.
they're doing arena renovations at crypto.com.
Austin Matthews got his first of the season.
Hallelujah.
Is that what you do?
Round
The
of clicks for Austin Matthews.
Look at that.
It's early, but yeah, Preds winless so far.
Yeah.
Nashville 0-3, Colorado 0-4, Edmonton slightly above them.
Vegas got lost the other night. You're not out of the. You haven't buried yourself here. It's,
No, absolutely not. Yeah. I feel like everything is just kind of shaking out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
What have you heard about the vibe in the arena at Utah?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
We had Dave Pagnotta there, our friend from our Hello Hockey Insider. He said it was great. They had $120,000 in beer sales that first night, which is a record for that.
When you're charging a buck a beer or whatever, what's the?
yeah, they have
No,
some
no,
great
it's
prices.
not. It's $16 a beer.
Not bad.
The prices are such a misnomer.
Okay,
Because-
do you know
yeah.
the details of that?
I did a little bit of digging into
Because
it.
I don't know who's making their trek down to Utah from here, but
They're
if they
actually
do.
I think they're like the fifth most expensive night out in the league.
and we're going off that value menu that they had. Or,
Yeah. So, the value menu is like just like it's only a couple items.
Okay.
And it's only at a couple locations too, apparently.
Oh, is it? I didn't
Yeah.
know that
And the
part.
portions have to be just
Yeah, like
hot
a
dog.
fry.
Well, I'm like, yeah, it's probably half a hot dog, like a
7-Eleven,
pig
yeah.
in a blanket type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So when you add up the cost of 2 seats that are kind of like regular priced, they have this thing called the fan price index. I think that's the name for it. And they've gone through every team in the league and they've said, okay, 2 tickets average price, 2 baseball hats, 2 programs. I don't know who still buys programs at the
Yeah.
game. 2 programs. This is part of the equation.
Okay.
2 beers. And then I think it's
An arm's length of 50-50.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Keeping on the program.
Yeah.
yeah. 50-50s are more what I would buy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do them
No,
everywhere. Yeah,
You scan.
It's-
And then,
oh,
no,
yeah, I know.
I want an arm's length for
and
crying
I
out loud.
also want them to call it in the third
Yeah,
period.
yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for. Anyway, that's a total side note. But
They don't want people leaving. I remember that
Yeah.
during the decade of
and
darkness.
ripping them up and throwing them in the air.
as soon as it was called, that was your time.
People would take off.
Yeah.
They'd call
Out
it
of
like
there.
10 minutes
Yeah.
left in
Yeah.
the third, and then boom, everyone's gone. 'cause
parking
the
was a
Oilers were
lot
down by
worse
3.
then too. You had to
Yeah.
really like find your way out of wherever you parked. It's different now with the LRT and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway, you add up all this stuff, food and all that. The most expensive ticket or game experience is the Leafs, obviously. I don't know who's second, maybe Vegas, but yeah, Utah. When
Really?
I added it all up, is about 5th. So, and that
Wow.
includes using the value menu. If you didn't use the value menu, it would still be 5th. But
I had a feeling that was a bit of a
worse.
scam.
It
Like,
is a little
not a
bit of-
scam,
yeah.
but I mean, come on.
It's a
That's-
misnomer. Yeah.
That's good marketing.
Yeah.
Because people talk about it. We talk about the Atlanta Falcons and they're at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, their value menu as well. But like you're still getting the premium options and the value menu is
beer's
only
still whatever. And
Yeah.
still paying $18 for a beer.
what was Vegas? $20 or something like that? I
Yeah,
think?
I was up in the press box, but you guys were sitting
big
having
boys?
a couple of
Yeah,
pops, and
yeah.
I think a round was almost like $100.
Yeah.
Dusty was saying.
It's-
So crazy.
You just close your eyes and
You're like,
Yeah, it's for the
that's
experience.
tomorrow problem.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
worry
know,
about
and
it
it doesn't taste good. I always.
Oh no. Yeah.
I have to. Whenever I have like really bad draft beer like that, I always add a little bit of Sprite or.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very little. Yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
spritz. Yeah.
exactly.
That's not a bad
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
A little spritz.
A little spritz, eh?
Sprite. All right. .com/Canada. It is the official drink of the EST Hangout. Tom Gazzola, Jolene Latimer from The Score, and Lieutenant Eric with you. Text us 780-218-9999 in the Paris Jewelers inbox, and then in the nasty chat if you're watching on YouTube. I think Dusty fixed the audio side of things.
Yeah. Nobody's complaining
All
anymore.
right.
So
Sorry, we apologize for that.
yeah, I apologize.
It's Eric's fault.
I'll wear this one.
He chewed on the cable. Yeah.
Kicked
but
out the
I
wire,
think we
yeah.
got it all sorted up. YouTube has been fine, I think, since the get-go, and we're laughing here, so we're good to go. Let's get into Road Warriors because we're both on the road tonight, Eric.
Yeah.
Road Warriors presented by AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers, custom manufacturing of heavy haul trailers. Quality, innovation, integrity, custom engineered solutions, full repair service, and retrofit department. No patch jobs better than new solutions. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large loads. AccuSteel.ca. Tonight, Rick, you are at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. It is the Thursday Nighter, which is on Amazon, which it was a big deal that hockey was on Amazon on Monday. We'll get into that, obviously. T-Roy's in here, and he was asking about that. What do we need to know about the Monday night, or Thursday night, pardon me?
You can testify. Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. You joined me there last Thursday. You have the smoked brisket cheesesteak and a side soup.
I love the soup.
As you usually
I love
think. He's a
soup.
side soup guy.
I'm a
I love
soup
it.
guy.
Eh?
If the soup's good and the wait staff says it's fresh,
Yeah.
I'm in.
You were slurping. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks tonight on special. Of course, draft Bud Light on special as well. Squareboard will be up, so your next chance at some NFL merch. It is the Saints. It is the Broncos. It is Week 7 in the NFL. Plus, it's the TV wrap at Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. So we will have Major League Baseball playoffs as well for you. Yankees and Guardians. That's the afternoon tilt. But you'll have the Mets and Dodgers tonight as well. Plus, Oilers and Preds. And they all get going at around 6-ish. Oilers, Preds, Saints, Broncos, Dodgers, Mets, all going on. Plus, the Caliente Greyhounds are always around the corner. The off betting, the live track, that's all going. It's phenomenal. It's whimsy. It's a carnival atmosphere. Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Fort Road, the Strip in Edmonton, right?
Yeah.
It's not Vegas, but it's close. We'll be there. Show up. Squareboard's going. Your chance to walk out a winner. Always a good time. The Thursday nights are where it's at. So join me tonight. And as I said, Tommy, you can attest. You can testify on this.
It's
You
great.
Hand on Bible. You know what it's like. Wheels will be there. You get not just me. I mean, there are Fergie's prostate. Jocelyn and Jay. They're going for the record of,
I like
showing
that.
up to
Respect
every
that.
Monday and Thursday nighter. So
Dave and Mary, I saw there the last time.
Twitter Mary,
2 times ago.
Dave, Rob from the Grove, just a collection of people. Carson, who shows up there. He walks in, he brings his, this guy brings James Patterson novels into the casino, and he just reads and just tries to win stuff for free. Why not?
Wow.
It's a great story. But come down, you can meet all of these people and more. Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Fort Road, tonight.
I also had 6 o'clock or lager. I should mention that.
6 o'clock or lager in the can, available as well.
Yes, absolutely. Broncos Saints tonight. Broncos 3-3, Saints 2-4. Jolene, are you an NFL fan?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to skip over that?
Yeah, we can.
Broncos and Saints doesn't need to occupy too much time here in the
No, it
hangout this
really
morning. I
doesn't.
I have
don't think.
nothing
a-
to add
Yeah.
to an NFL
No.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be on the road tonight for the first time for the pre and post game show. GCL Diesel, Oil Stream pre and post game show. Hudson's White Avenue.
Bring your vapes.
Bring your vapes. I have a charger thanks to VR Montenegro. It's still in my bag. I have not done the show on the road since the playoffs, so this should be good. I should be able to remember how to plug everything in. The White Ave location, fantastic. They have Birdie Booze and 6 o'clock or lager available. They have game day specials. They have their in-house beers, and it's going to be a good time down there. Come by, say hi. I think we have some GCs. I have to confirm. And I know we've been giving away or going to give away GCs on our station.
Beautiful.
As well as part of this partnership with Hudson. So come on down. We get going 5 o'clock. I should be there about 4:15-ish, but I'll be getting ready. It's the best when you're getting set up and you're a one-man crew and you've got people like talking to you and you're like, yeah, okay, I'll be right back. I need to plug this in. I need to run this 100-foot cable to the back.
The color of White Avenue as well. Hey,
The color of White Avenue.
As we were there for the Estes rap party, which
Oh
I
my
wasn't
God.
there, but that was also a
It was
a
great.
time.
Jolene
I
was
there.
there.
Yeah.
I was there.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't have any colorful. Oh, someone was getting arrested when I was leaving.
That's
yeah.
There was a fight.
The bright lights. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
that didn't really register. It takes a lot for me to
give a
notice.
damn about that stuff.
But that was not one of our EST.
Oh, no.
It
No,
wasn't-
no.
It was
No, totally
somebody that
unrelated.
was
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
different patron that was
no,
just
yeah.
being an a.
You're that meme. You're eating your Chinese food there, and people are fighting in the
Yeah,
takeout
it's
thing. And you're just
just-
kind of eating with your headphones in.
I lived in downtown LA for a really long time. Super desensitized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give a damn.
Oilers and Preds. Yeah, so we get going at 5. I think I'll talk to Reed when he gets in here. We'll have like a crossover because we're cutting into his show.
Yeah, right.
A bit. But yeah, come on down. Either Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. See Rick down there if you want to watch football. The game will be on. The Oilers game will be on, as well as World Series, I should say. Divisional
The championship series. I mean,
Yeah.
we're
AL,
close enough here.
CS and NLCS. And then, if you want to come down, if you're on the south side, come to White Avenue.
We got the city covered.
We're all over the place.
Fort Road, White Ave.
We'll be West Edmonton Mall on Saturday.
Yes, for that.
game.
Might no
might
promises.
peruse?
No promises.
I'd
but
like to see you.
I like heading down to that. That Hudson's on Bourbon Street. Jeff working the bar,
Yes,
and
great guy.
don't mind going down there for an afternoon, 1 or 2 or 3,
4,
4.
perhaps.
College football on, that type
Yeah,
of
well, hey, have a nice little Saturday. Also, we got an update that the issues might be provider related.
Oh, so
it's
no
not
one's
on
to
us.
blame. And it's not.
Someone's
it's
like,
not
pay your
Matt
damn
testing
bills.
you.
We do all the time. So, provider.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
Providers they're what's it called? You
Fickle?
can't rely on them. They are fickle. Yeah.
That's not good.
No
Anyway.
consumer power anymore.
No consumer power. Text us 780-218-9999. Oh no, it says it's still cutting in and out. Again, as far as we know, provider issue from what we've been told. But yes, you can watch on YouTube.
VR Montenegro in the Nasty Chat says, see you tonight. Wrench Rob from the Grove. Tom, the family is coming to see you Saturday at Hudson's Bourbon Street.
Awesome.
Nice to see there. So yeah, hopefully they have restocked since the SD after party, as Big Uke says. You drank him dry there at
We did.
Hudson's White, hey?
Wow, that's
We cleaned them out
impressive.
of 6 o'clock or lager. What'd you think of the Estes, by the way?
It was so fun. I had a great time.
Yeah, your brother was there.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Nice.
I brought a little crew. Yeah, my brother. I brought a couple friends. I was really impressed, honestly, and my friends. So my friends don't really listen to sports radio, and I just dragged them along. And one thing everyone said was they just couldn't believe how many people were there and how excited the crowd was. Like, people
was
were
awesome.
really into it, and I thought that was awesome. So it's cool that people can see it even if they're not really super involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a great time. I was so impressed by everyone who showed up. Yeah.
They dressed so nice.
Pictures on the website too. They're
yeah,
up.
I saw mine.
put them
I
up?
don't love it.
Oh.
Yeah.
E-
Thanks.
Even the professional ones. Well, if you want to see Jolene, the pictures
Don't
are up on the website,
look at that. There's only
edmontonsportsnet.com.
one photo. It's not the best one. Me.
And the outstanding video that YouTube Trev compiled together
Yes.
as well. That's all up there.
Yeah. it
Relive
was,
the night.
It was a lot of fun.
The SDs were great. The after party was super fun. That's maybe my favorite part.
The after party?
Yeah.
Damn.
That was a,
Had a
that was
couple
a good
drinks. Yeah.
time. Everybody had a few libations, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how we top that next year, but we're going to try. Same with the golf tournament.
Well, I think it's been a good first year of these events too, and,
Yeah.
and again they've kind of been one after another, and I want to just keeps taking these. I'm like, slow down, man. It's the first year. Give it a little breath. But I think we've hit them all here, and it's been rather fun. I think actually a Bonspiel is next on the
Oh,
cards.
my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm in. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
in.
absolutely.
Yes.
We'll keep you absolutely in
good.
touch. Yeah, absolutely.
I play lead or second.
We're working on that.
Front
Throw
end,
up a couple
yeah,
guards,
yeah. That's
all
it.
good.
Yeah.
Do you have a team in mind off the top? Like,
Do I have
who
to
do you
bring my own?
I don't know. I have
I
no
can.
idea. How
I don't know
Matthew's
how
gonna
this is really
organize
going to
this. Yeah.
work or get set up or whatever, but yeah, we'll keep you
Oh.
we'll keep you in the loop for sure.
I'll have to think of some good people to have on my team. But yes, I can absolutely
Yeah, get
do that.
brainstorm. Make the calls now.
Yeah,
All over the
exactly.
country.
We'll have to start warming people up so they don't think I'm just using them to have a good team. But really, that'll be what it is.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm thinking. What I was gonna say though about the SDs, I don't know if I've probably mentioned this before, but it's so hard to find community nowadays. Like it's just hard to find a good community. It's hard to find, especially like a new group of people or like people who you kind of vibe with. And that's the thing I'm most impressed by with EST is that within a year, you guys have really created a community, which is, it's almost like, it's just really hard to do. So many people are like looking for people who they connect with or who they have fun with. It's hard to find. So the fact that like that room was packed with people who all kind of know each other and they like each other, they chat in the comments, like they have a great rapport with each other. I thought that was really cool.
It's a great point because, I mean, we can go around the horde and say, what do we all do for fun? Growing up, I used to go to a neighborhood pub.
Yeah.
Like when I first started kind of drinking legally.
Yeah.
And you could go there and you could kind of like meet and
there's
commiserate
so-and-so.
with people
Yeah.
and out of all age groups and all different races,
yeah.
colors, shapes,
Yeah.
sizes, the whole bit. But what are you really doing now? Sports, I guess, social sports clubs, that type of thing. But like, unless you're in one of those or like, what are you doing? Like, what is a good community group that you can find out there aside from those things?
Yeah,
you know?
with people who you actually like.
Yeah, and people don't really. I don't think like bar flying is like a thing anymore either. Like
Yeah.
where it's kind of
Yeah. I think people find it, that's one of the reasons people go to church. They have a community at church.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People find it at like gyms, CrossFit. It's known for having like really
People do it at the gym though, hey? Because
Yeah.
I find you get the headphone and you don't talk. Like
if
you
it's
just go.
if
and
it's
do
something like a class, like
Class,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The classes are actually really
you were in
good.
one, were you not?
Yeah, I
something?
go on Fridays at my gym. They do founders workouts. Simon Bennett does them. I don't know. Some people I've gotten to know around there that like are regulars, but some of them like don't. They just want to do the workout.
Yeah.
And they'll high five you because you're doing it all together. You're
Yeah.
sweating like a pig at the end, but then they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. Just
It-
in
Yeah.
and out.
Yeah, see, I go to CrossFit. It's kind of the same thing. I've tried to make friends there, and like, there's a couple people who I talk to.
Yeah.
Maybe like one or two that I've hung out with outside of the gym. But then other than that, it's like it's a little tricky. But I see that other people are friends. I'm like maybe I'm just the loser who.
But you
goes.
mentioned you have to take it to that next level outside the gym.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
really have to like get the friendship going.
So we got listeners and viewers, but again, Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. I mean, there's always a band of a group of a good collection of people there and a mix.
Yeah.
There's usually some regulars and some people who don't like first timers or whatnot. But it's a nice mix. But it's outside of the regular.
Yeah,
you know.
and see that's how you guys were able to do it
Yeah.
because you have all of your off-site stuff, plus you have the parties and the events and everything like that. So people are mixing, they're meeting in the comments, and then they're mixing in real life. It almost never happens these days.
Yeah, and I love to party, man. Like that's like going
Well,
out. Like
yeah.
the run last year too, I think was really good. The cup run, we were
was.
going to Hudson's all the time,
yeah.
and a few BPs mixed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's outside the regular. You're working, I get it. You're on the clock, but you're in and out.
You know how to find a
Yeah.
rhythm, right? Like even when you're doing the hits during the
Yeah, couple drinks though, you
between
loosen up.
quarters and stuff. Yeah.
You share some thoughts over a meal, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just good to do, but you're doing it with people you know from a prior happenstance than just going there and
Yeah.
hey, nice to meet you at the bar and
Yeah, and I
listen
feel
to some drunk story or something.
exactly because when you just go to the bar and you like try to meet anybody, that
It's
never
dicey.
works.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
never works. Such a waste of time. But if you kind of know people from this, and then you know that they're showing up there, and you get involved with them, I think it's a cool way to like to make friends or just to find people you like talking to.
Yeah.
You got a text that says, "I still love my daily pub."
Yeah, I love the idea of it. I guess Hudson's Bourbon is my place now.
Is it
with,
really?
with a sly nod to BP's Westgate? Because when I moved into my house 2 years ago, I went there, and lo and behold, Renee from Century was bartending there.
Right.
And I didn't know her at the. She now runs the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge kind of promo, and we're good friends now. She's a listener, and she's dating one of the listeners that used to go to the football, and it's
See?
like
Did
this
they
big
mean
thing.
Did they meet because they were listeners?
Yes.
No,
That's actually
well,
really cool.
Trevor
Wow.
started showing up to the football, and she was
yeah.
working there,
Right.
And he was
super
going
cute.
through a split, and then by the end of the season, they're together. Now they want me to like officiate the wedding.
Oh my gosh.
It's a Hollywood story.
Hey, speaking of that, to get your license to do that takes like 5 minutes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
need to do this. If they are getting married,
You know, Sawchuck, he wed Danny and I.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, anybody can do it. If he can
Yeah.
do it, anybody can do
I
it.
was talking with a equipment rep last week in the locker room, and he's like, "I've done 7 weddings."
It's a hell of a side gig.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, how does that guy? How has he been asked 7 times to officiate?
Just
weddings?
friends, like
Wow.
second marriages
It's
and
cheap.
stuff.
Give him a bottle of booze.
His like,
Get him on the
his
second,
like
yeah.
niece,
Yeah.
they asked because they clearly love him.
It's good knowing somebody because then
Yeah.
you can kind of curate to them. You're like, I don't want, keep the jokes at a PG or whatever the case.
Right.
You can just
Yeah.
tell them what to do, and then they'll do it. But no, that's a sly side gig.
He'll sell you equipment and he'll get you married.
I want to
Really?
collect as many of those as you get. Those side gigs certificates. Like I can marry you, give you CPR, and and then do something. Like what I'm saying.
One-stop shop.
All to make a little bit of money on the side. Oh, CPR, you just don't get the money, but that type of thing. I don't mind that.
And you're a certified mechanic.
One of those, like
QuickBooks,
Yeah.
You're a QuickBooks certified, Google AdWords certified.
Yeah, go to the library,
Yeah.
bang out 5 careers in a day, and make some cash on the side. I'm up for that.
Yeah, that
We
adds
should do that
layers
together. We should start
Okay. The jacks of all trades. Oh man, that's funny. Text us 780-218-9999.
You could be doing weddings at Hudson's tonight.
We're getting information on how to make this happen right now. Paris Jewelers inbox. This one says it's free. Go to the Alberta website. Google temporary marriage commissioner.
A lot of we got to get more fans married so that you guys have opportunity to practice.
Well, okay. Now, hypothetical. Say Trev and Renee get married, and
Yes.
you're officiating the wedding. Like, where are we doing it? How? Like, there's got to be other nasties there.
Oh, they'd want to go full out EST.
Would
they'd
they
have-
actually?
Yeah,
But we'd want to do it with respect. This is a marriage.
For
It's a
sure.
very, very significant moment in time for
I
both
would
of them.
think the casino plays a large part because that's where they kind of
That's where
lit
the
the
love
fuse and that's where they found each other.
was
But
discovered and blossomed.
who knows? I don't know. They're both worldly travelers, so maybe it's somewhere abroad. I don't know. I'm trying to get a trip out of this, to be honest with you. Why not? That's the idea that I'll be. We should probably go back to Sri Lanka or something.
Take Danny with you.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Babe,
But,
we're going to Sri Lanka. I'm officiating
I'm
their wedding.
officiating a
then you got to
marriage.
make like a promo reel of your officiating so that other people will know that you're really good at it.
and make more money.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
it going. And then you marry these couples. They have children, and it's the next generation of listeners.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, this is like what Vince McMahon did.
Oh my
Baptize them
goodness.
into it early.
Vince McMahon.
I finished that, by the way, last
How
night.
was it?
was
Give us
great.
the Cole's notes because I haven't seen it. I'm curious to watch it.
I'm a wrestling. I don't watch wrestling anymore, but I did. During the Attitude Era and everything, I liked it. It was a tell all, and obviously the investigation kind of sprung during the taping, so we couldn't answer a lot of questions during the final episodes or whatever. But I don't know. It was entertaining. It was a slice of nostalgia for me and all of the old clips and behind the scenes.
Am I seeing this right? People kind of feel sorry for Shane McMahon. Is that the sentiment?
Yeah, that's kind of what people were pulling out of
Why?
that. Because Vince's dad was a POS and treated Vince like a POS.
Vince McMahon
and
Sr.?
then Vince treated Shane like a bit of a POS, and
Yeah.
it's all business. And
And is Stephanie the darling?
Stephanie's more like him, and Shane's more emotional.
Oh.
Yeah, so Shane's son plays college football. I think is it Indiana? I think Indiana. But yeah, you can tell he's more of a family guy. But that's that's one angle.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, read the book because Vince is more of a POS than as was shown in the documentary, apparently. But
I'm a big time Attitude Era guy. Did you get into wrestling at all?
No.
I don't know. I know.
It was
I know.
great.
I missed it. I missed the whole thing.
It-
I was too busy curling. Yeah.
chess club, curling,
oh
Yeah.
my
debate.
goodness. This
Did you debate?
I did speech. I didn't do the debate portion, but I did the speech portion. Yes.
I got to moderate.
Thanks for bringing. Oh, cool.
It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. The power that comes
You're
with
kind
that.
of a closet nerd.
Well, moderating,
I
wedding
expected
official,
that.
like it's more of the official role. I should have been a ref.
Yeah.
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 You could have been an EST draft commissioner. now we're
available.
talking.
We'll
Where do
Although
I
the one-
apply?
The one we have is fantastic, Quinn Phillips.
Very good, but I am for full reinstatement of the original.
Oh, really?
I am. I've gone on record to say that,
What
and
a
I stand
split this on.
by that. Maddie hates me, but I respect the work he does. I take it to the bank.
Oh, okay. This is hour number 2 of the EST Hangout. Tom Guzzola, Jolene Latimer from The Score, and Lieutenant Eric with you. Text us, Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Get into the nasty chat if you're watching on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. We're on our way to, 11,000 subscriptions. And then we're trying to hit 5,800 followers on Twitter. I heard you saying today, Rick, we're like 16 away.
Yeah, we're approaching the
Awesome.
5,800. Yeah.
Awesome. We will have the keyword giveaway for the EST FlyAway to LA, which is proudly presented by the 780. And then I should mention, too, that portions of this are brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of EST, promotional products that bring the buzz, thehiveproductmarketing.com. Jolene, I know you're into fashion. Any like last-minute items that you would recommend Matthew get for our next pop-up shop? Because Rick's wearing the hoodie that came in season 1 or year 1 of EST, and
Nice
I know
fit.
there's a couple of different things that Maddie's working on, but what would you like to see?
I need something that's like a little bit more elevated so I can wear it outside the house.
Like, what do you mean?
Like a cool cardigan, maybe wool sweater type thing.
With
I
an
don't know.
EST logo on
Yeah.
it? And you would
A
wear
curling,
this?
an old curling sweater.
I'm
EST.
getting a
Yes,
curling
yes.
vibe.
Well,
here. I don't know
all
about
handmade,
this.
knitted. Yeah.
Okay, not that direction. Let me think. Like I need something. I have so many. I can't have another hoodie. I need you guys to come up with something I can wear outside the house.
Everyone's
That's
got
cute.
many. I've got so many hoodies now.
I got 500. I have so many. Because everywhere you go, like they give them to you as the crew gift or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I have 4 hoodies from the score. I have every like conference you go to, they give a hoodie.
What about golf? I love golf shirts.
Well, I know, but they don't look good on women. I can't just wear a golf shirt around. I need something that's cute. We need one thing for the women.
I'm up for tank tops.
Yeah, I could do a tank top.
That's all unisex. You know,
could
we
do-
can all wear a tank top.
could
We'll all
make-
get on board for that.
I could make it. I guess I
sleeveless?
could make it work. A sleeveless? Is that what they call
Like
them?
a ripped.
Well, you know the ones that have like the tank top has got the thinner.
Yeah, you're right. Like a t-shirt without the
Yeah, yeah,
sleeves.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
With a tight collar. Yeah.
But you want a tank top.
Yeah. I mean, I need it to be something that's gonna work for me.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Or accessories. I could use a toque.
We did.
Yeah, we had the
first-
beanie toque.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had those in a multitude of colors, right?
Yeah.
Yellow and blue and whatever.
Yeah, I always can use a toque. Do you guys do baseball hats?
Yeah,
Could do that.
we had that.
Green, blue.
We did. Yeah, we did.
golf tournament had a hat
Golf
with the
tournament had
string.
its own hat.
Yeah.
The trucker string hat thing.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna buy something from the pop-up shop.
Ooh.
I know.
All right.
I just hope I just hope you have like options for me.
Just getting Maddie's ear.
Jasmine talked about this in the
Jasmine
women
was talking
options,
about it,
and
yeah.
it's a real good point, and that's
Yeah.
kind of because everybody fits a little differently too. And again, Christmas is coming, so not only for yourself but for your friend or whomever out there, the pop up shop is probably
Yeah.
a good place to start.
It's a great niche gift for anybody who
Yep.
really.
Can't get it in stores. This is
Exactly.
it. This is pop up
Exactly.
and it's gone. So
That's very true.
I'll be keeping my eyes on it.
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. That's coming up. Maddie working on that with the Hive product marketing. Chelsea has been fantastic to work with as we head into year number 2 here at EST. Okay, we'll do the flyaway to LA at 10:30 because Trev is wrapping up a show of his own right now.
We call it a pre-tape.
call it the old pre-tape. Classic pre-tape.
Can you guys tell me about the flyaway trip to LA because I haven't heard that directly from.
You haven't
anybody.
heard
No, I
that?
mean I've just.
Great for
seen
asking,
the
Jolene.
ads,
Thank you
but-
very much for asking.
Go ahead.
Tom, take it away.
You'd like me to take it away? Well, we're doing it in conjunction with the 780, a local shop. I don't know if you've been or seen their.
Which is another good place for random
Yeah.
stuff.
I like
Yeah.
random stuff.
Yeah, that's the place to go. I got those Cuma lawn chairs, you know, those ones with the old seatbelt.
Yeah,
That type of old
okay.
stuff. But they're new, so they're not like, crap. It's good quality.
Nice.
But they sell those lawn chairs there with a bunch of other locally made. I mean, just random. If you're looking for like I want to get somebody something I don't know.
Yeah.
You walk in there and you're like walking out with
Perfect. I
stuff
love
you wouldn't
places
even
like
think
that.
of.
Love
Yeah,
places
And
like
it's
that.
Edmonton centric.
yeah,
I like-
all
yeah,
local
that's- yeah.
vendors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's local products as well. Now it's a trip for 2, airfare, hotel, rental car covered by us and the 780, and then you get to go see Rams and Cardinals, Clippers playing. Who are the Clippers playing in that game? But it's a chance to see the Intuit Dome,
Intuit Dome.
and then you
Intuit.
also get to go to either Edmonton versus LA or Edmonton versus Anaheim on the hockey side. So 3 games. NHL, NBA, NFL.
Clippers Warriors.
Clippers Warriors. That's right. So that's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
And goes December 26th to December 30th. All
A good time to get away, correct? I've been
yeah,
saying this about
decent.
it's that post Christmas, but you're back prior to
That's
New Year.
one of my least favorite weeks of the year. I
So-
find it's exactly.
So, yeah,
you should
get the
away.
heck outta
Yeah,
here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Work's not piping down your throat because it's already, you've got the pre-Christmas, everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Nobody kind of returns after New Year's anyways. So there's going to be no like excuses to check anything.
Exactly.
You're off anyways. You're laying
A lot of
around.
people just get that week off.
Yeah.
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 Or
So
mostly off.
It's
yeah.
the best.
Who
Yeah.
would you take?
Who would I take?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for reminding me that I have nobody that I would take on a trip like that.
Oh yeah, we're
Nice
trying
one,
to
Tom.
find somebody to go with you to Paris for the
yeah,
Olympics.
and I need someone to come with me to Nashville for this really fun.
You're like a
curling.
breathing contest here. This is a walking,
Wow.
talking, breathing contest. Like you got all these flyways you can go to.
I have,
Yeah, no
Win your way
kidding.
in with Jolene to the Olympics.
I'm always invited.
Who wants to go to Joe to Nashville with Jolene?
Yeah.
Text us
Don't open that up
780-218.
to
apply
everybody.
within you.
Yeah,
I invited.
we'll find
so
somebody
many
real
people.
quick for you.
I'm a little bit worried about that. I invited so many people to Paris. Nobody wanted to come, but at the end, I was just inviting anybody because I was like, my gosh, like I have all this stuff for free. I'm not using it on anybody. It all went to waste. I need to like, it's hard to find people who you enjoy traveling with who can handle, like, you don't have to babysit them.
That's different sauce.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
Especially because, like, normally if I'm going for work or anything, like, that I'm focused on, I really, like, I just don't have a lot of time to, like, or effort to put into.
And more than a weekend.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
when you're really getting out there for some time. That's
Yeah, exactly. Like, you really just need someone who can roll with the punches and
Yeah.
do their own thing.
Yeah.
And that's hard to find.
Yep.
Normally, I bring family members for stuff like that because they kind of get it. And
You've learned enough about them anyways. You know the score. Like, you know how they're kind of reacting. And,
yeah, exactly. And I know they're not going to get offended if
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
like a full day on their own or
Yeah.
like multiple days on their own. Friends are a little bit more difficult because, you don't know what they're expecting. Yeah.
What was the reason for friends not being willing or wanting to go to the Olympics in Paris when it was like you said it
I
was like
know. So
everything
many
was
things-
covered?
so many things
What
covered.
were the parameters there?
Well, I think I asked people very last minute because I was like, should I even invite people? And then by the time I decided, everyone already had their summer plans.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and most people now that I know are married with kids, and they
It's hard.
cannot like make a last minute decision. So
And then you were gone for how long was that?
I was gone for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, and I asked everybody in my family, like, people are getting married, they're having kids, like it's just not a good time for people to get away.
And it was a short summer,
It was a short.
given
Yeah.
the cup run. I mean, you can
Yeah.
argue
Yeah.
if you're in that
Yeah,
realm. And
I have another cool trip coming up. I'm just waiting to confirm
This is
it.
Nashville.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good one.
What's the details of this one?
I
Because
can't. It's embargoed.
we're soliciting it to everybody that she
You've
needs
been
somebody
before.
to go with.
I have been to
Yeah,
Nashville. Yeah, that's when I went to interview Jared. It'll be another crossover event.
are you a country music fan?
Yeah.
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 Of the 90s, the old stuff, or like more of a new pop
I
country
don't really
type?
love I haven't really listened to new country in the last like 5 years. But I don't mind some of the new pop stuff
Yeah.
from the last decade.
Have you ever heard the Achy Breaky podcast?
I have not.
It's these two
Shameless
smart guys.
plug.
No, get this. So get this idea. These two guys, very smart guys, they came up with this idea, and it's like, hey, they're both fans of 90s country music.
Mm.
So like, let's do a podcast where each episode we deconstruct a banger from the 90s.
Okay.
And so that's what they went and did. And they went and had, I want to say, 3 successful seasons, sponsored, critically acclaimed. In fact, 2 summers ago, it rose so high in the podcast download rank. You remember this in Canada?
I do remember this, yes.
It surpassed, what was it? Was it Katie Lay or what's the other girl's name? It jumped over a Canadian icon. What was her damn
Sarah
name?
McLachlan?
Sarah McLachlan. No, that's not it. It was, who was the other one?
Amanda Marshall. I can't think
Amanda
of like
Marshall.
Canadian
No,
like country artist. The girl from the
singer.
Reclaws.
the girl from the Rankin family. But anyways, it rocketed up the charts. Very high. You should check it out. It's called the Achy Breaky podcast.
This is a must listen.
Must listen.
Okay.
Start at the top, work your way down. You can dive in the middle wherever you want.
All right.
It's all good. Each episode is a very unique take on, again, a 90s banger.
Okay, all right. I'm going to
I'll
listen.
send you the link.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, I'm going to listen. Next time I come back, I will have some thoughts on this.
Tom's heard it, haven't you,
Yeah, I
Tom?
love
Tell
it. It's my
Yeah.
favorite. The hosts are just
You
tremendous.
don't strike me as a country fan.
I hate country music.
But he still loves the pod.
I love the podcast,
That's-
though. That's how good it is. Andrea says we need more Achy Breaky podcasts. And then another texter out of Calgary says, I've been to Paris and Nashville. I hope Jolene had time carved out to head to Versailles.
I had a private tour of Versailles. The day that I went, it was completely closed. The only other person there was Martha Stewart.
What?
Yeah.
Did you
I was-
mingle with
Little one-on-one
Martha
time, eh?
Stewart?
I was setting up some lights and she walked by me. I know.
How was that?
So special. Yeah. I
Did
didn't
you
talk to
acknowledge
her.
each
I
other
didn't
at all?
talk
No?
to her. No.
No eye contact?
I was like, was that Martha Stewart? And then she was all the way down the hallway of mirrors or whatever, where they signed the Treaty of Versailles.
Yeah.
And I heard her voice and I was like, that was Martha Stewart. My God. So
You were by yourself
no, I was with a crew of people.
in a palace?
A bunch of people. But then we were filming. She was having a tour.
Ah.
Yeah. I mean, we got a tour while we were filming.
What is it like in there? Like,
It's actually pretty awesome. After that, I bought a book on like French history, on the time period when they built the palace, because I was so interested in it. And I think that it was cool. I just pretended I lived there. It was totally empty because they close it on Mondays to clean. So that's when you can get the private tour. And it's almost like I realized it, like when it was built, it was always very full because the people who kept court would just stay there. So they would stay in all the rooms and like they basically just lived there. And it was actually like overcrowded. So I was like, oh my gosh, I've had a unique experience because even the people in the time it was built were like never had it to themselves.
when was it built?
Uh,
1600s?
Don't ask me that question now.
I thought you bought a book.
I did, but I don't. Numbers don't stick in my mind.
Okay.
It's just the general themes.
but you like the historic part of
I
it all. though.
did.
That's
I thought that was
interesting.
really
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Did you have a lot of time to do that, or was it more work? Like, did you did maybe an hour work a day and then went out and played, or was it like all working and then I got a half an hour to?
More like that.
Yeah.
But in Versailles, I learned an interesting fact from the tour guide that in Marie Antoinette's room, she had like a secret. It's not very well hidden, so I don't know what she was doing, but it was a secret little door, and that's where she escaped during the Revolution. Yeah.
But we don't know what
They
she was.
still got her, though,
What was
right?
she doing in
If
there?
I'm
They got her.
remembering my
Yeah.
history
They
correctly.
caught her. Yeah, they caught her.
Yeah, let them eat cake, she said. Jan Arden,
Jan Arden.
insensitive.
Jan
Wow.
Arden, that's the one.
The
we,
Achy Breaky podcast surpassed Jan Arden.
It'd
Well
be Jan
done.
Arden, so now you know it's.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
that's-
something. It's something.
I think she has a sitcom on
She ain't no joke.
CTV still.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't remember. I don't know, but I think
she-
she did. But well done, boys.
So you are an old timey or a '90s country fan.
Love it, yeah.
Wow.
That is raised. That was a real good era, though. Like they had a lot of good artists and bands and just hits, solid hits. And what these two very smart individuals go over in the podcast as well is the music videos and the art of the '90s music video, the colors, the storytelling, and all that, and the money invested in them. You just don't get the way you don't get videos
No.
of any.
All
music
you need
anymore.
is an iPhone and one
Yeah,
of those.
people. Yeah, now it's just the bands performing. Before you had like a story going on.
Yeah,
It's kind of sweet.
it was
Okay.
sweet. That was a
Great
different time.
podcast. Jan Arden.
Is this your like primary genre of music that you like?
No,
Oh,
no.
What is your favorite genre?
I'm all over the map.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to do in radio. I started a heavy metal program actually. And, yeah, sounds good. It was a heavy metal show. Thursday nights, 11 to 1, 11 to 12:30. Thursday nights, Friday mornings, and I would get fan mail written in from the psychiatric center.
Wow, that's impressive.
What?
It was handwritten mail from
Wow,
from
that's so cool.
patients
though.
at the psychiatric ward.
Actually.
Yeah, it was neat, and because they love metal out there, and that's where my listener base was from. But no, heavy metal, anything. I like it all. It's all good. That's when you grow up. You're young, and you're like, oh, if you don't listen to the Backstreet Boys, you ain't nothing. But then you grow up, and you're like, music is pretty neat. You can pop, EDM, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Speaking of that, text comes in and says, did Jolene have a chance to watch the Gojira performance? This was at the Olympics, I believe. They're French,
Gojira, or is it
Gojira? Is that
Yeah, they were the metal opener there,
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah,
Oh,
the-
Did they
Yeah.
not have like Mary Antoinette in the windows?
that was weird stuff.
It
Man. That
was.
whole thing was
I thought
I
it
tripped
was
out.
Impressive. Yeah, well,
yeah.
pop a gummy and away we go.
Yeah, I did watch the opening ceremonies. Did I tell you guys about this? I think I told you about
Tell me
it.
about this.
It was I went on a date to the opening ceremonies.
What?
Yeah.
Bumble?
Yeah.
Athlete?
No, not an athlete.
Okay.
Not this time.
Because everyone mixes and
The
mixes.
Village.
Yeah. The village.
Yeah,
hey.
Yeah, we talked briefly about that last time.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes, we did.
I think we did. This was not an athlete, and I felt bad because it's really hard to get tickets to the opening ceremonies, even if you have a press pass.
And you got hooked up with tickets?
No, yeah. So no, I didn't get. I would have used my tickets on like a coworker.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't get tickets. It's really hard. You have to get like a sticker, and you have to be like somebody special. It's not easy, opening
Okay.
and closing.
Interesting.
So anyway, this guy bought tickets, and he told me that they were like, it was between taking a helicopter up to Everest Base Camp or buying tickets to the opening ceremony.
Come on.
Just debating which one to do. I know. And so then I went with him, and it rained the whole time, and it was just, the opening ceremony is such a commitment for somebody that you don't really know. So you have to,
Wow.
It's no Everest Base Camp, but I mean,
but also it's like, this is why I don't go to New Year's parties with people who I don't know, because then you're like stuck there until for sure until midnight, probably
Right.
after. And
Yeah.
like you can't leave. You have to participate, even if it's, anyway, so that's like how it is at the opening ceremonies too. You have to stick it out, especially if,
Did it go well?
I mean,
I don't want to pry
it
too
went,
much.
no,
but-
I mean, no, I went, it was pouring rain.
yeah.
And I brought an umbrella, but it was a one-person umbrella. I
Oh.
I'm not going to share it, but I had to share it because he bought me these tickets. So I shared half of it.
It's mighty kind of you. Very generous.
And then the Gojira performance was like,
Do they have people
how
like walking around
romantic.
selling like peanuts and stuff?
Yeah.
Like what's the like? Is there
No,
a,
that was even worse.
have a concession?
There was no alcohol.
Ugh.
Yeah, and the concession was like limited to like 4 or 5 items. And yeah, so there's just, after a while, there was just like nothing. And then we stayed till like the very, very bitter end. Like,
And it was across the River Seine, right?
yeah, so we had the spot that was like the first, I think it was the first, like, what's it called? There was a parade. So it was the first spot on the parade route, I think. So we weren't even like in the place where they had all the performances.
Right.
So we were just watching that on a screen.
Was there speakers that you could hear?
Yeah, but it was like,
Ugh.
I could be dry right now. We
Yeah.
could watch this at the bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to a lovely cafe in the Champs-Élysées
Right.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oui.
Yeah,
Oui,
so
oui.
like that part sucked, but I kept up a positive attitude because I was not gonna
You were in
ruin,
Paris for the Olympics,
yeah,
for
I was
crying
not
out
gonna
loud.
ruin the moment, but yeah, that, and I didn't, yeah.
It's about as bad as it gets, though. Without like, I
wasn't
mean, you
good.
can't. Like you're putting such a spin on it.
trying
If,
to be-
if one extra thing would have happened, that would have been it.
Just worried that he's gonna listen to this.
I hope he does. You could have gone to Everest Base Camp.
You probably should have. You probably
Get him in to tell his side of the story.
Oh no, I don't think that's a good idea. Anyway, so then the date ended, and that was great, and I went to work the next morning, and it was fine. So
Can't believe it was dry though.
yeah,
Like I mean,
what were they thinking?
anytime you got a reason or excuse to sell some booze and makes like I mean I don't know.
It's the
France. They
Olympics.
drink
It's the
so
Olympic.
much at
You know,
France.
recoup
Exactly.
their
They,
money.
do, they wake up in the
Why
morning.
would they
and
have a dry event? It's odd.
a little glass of wine or something.
We have, was it Milan coming up?
Yep.
How do you think that's going to stack up? I know it's winter compared to summer,
I
but
know.
both like European, like historic, fashion. Yeah. How do you think that's going to go?
I think it's. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's in 2 different locations, right? It's Milan and Cortina.
And Cortina, yeah,
And
that's right.
yeah, so they're like a couple hours apart by like.
Well, I
driving.
mean, Tahiti wasn't necessarily close
That
to
was one event though.
France proper.
Tahiti? What,
That's
what are you
where,
talking
that's
about?
where those
Surfing.
surfing
Oh, yeah.
was. It
France
was- yeah,
proper.
they
I
sent
hate
Colin
the
Jost-
Olympics, man. I don't. I hate it.
Really?
I
Seriously?
hate them. Yeah, I just hate
I
them.
want to
That's fair,
experience an
people do.
Olympics.
It's a hot take, but I can watch it every weekend on CBC Sports Saturday. Like I don't hate the athletes.
but do you?
Well, no, but I'm just saying like
Yeah.
it's just it's all drummed up, and then you're not watching the Olympics. Oh, you have to. I don't. And everybody tunes in. They're like, oh yeah, fencing. Like
I would cover fencing. I would be
Yeah.
like, I would learn about it and I would do it.
That's
and they
interesting.
cut to you for
You
one
sit, you
interview
watch,
and
but I
play
just-
it, and you're like, I got
the whole
paid to do this.
expectation to, and now it's the money, and it's I don't know. Maybe it's not that hot of a take that it's lost its lore and everything. But
No,
I
a lot
just,
of people. A lot
you know
of
what I'm
it
saying?
has. I think it's
the majesty of it all is kind of.
Well, that is actually a problem with the Olympic movement, and a lot of things have contributed to that, like the fact that they have the venues that don't get used,
Yeah.
the fact that it's so expensive. I think having a lot of Olympics back to back in Asia didn't help with
Yeah.
the time difference.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that's some of those issues are being addressed right now. For example, all of these, starting with Paris, for the next 10 years, all the Olympics will be in closer time zones.
Yeah.
They'll either be in Europe or in the US. And also starting with Paris, but it's really going to ramp up heading into LA. They're trying to use venues that are already built. So that'll take down the cost of the Olympics, which will like kind of quiet a lot of those naysayers. But I think but you're also adding like another dimension to it, which you're saying like I watch so many sports already, and I could watch these sports anytime.
I'm speaking selfishly here too,
Yeah.
maybe, in that kind of it's a bit of an overload in that regard.
Yeah.
The common you go out, you do your 9 to 5, it's watching these sports, but I just having to then absorb all of this information, and it's like and then we care for a month, and then when it's over,
Yeah.
But that's what I hate too about these athletes that train and do all this stuff. They only get the recognition and time in the sun for that kind of period. And then throughout the rest of the year, nobody really gives them their due. And that's, to our fault as well for not maybe bringing that more to the mainstream.
That's
but
your CBC Sports Saturday.
it is, yes.
If you want to
Scott
see
Oak
how our,
down at or Scott Russell, one of the
Scott
Scots.
Russell, that was his last Olympics,
in the
way.
Alpines or whatever. Yeah. It's a comfortable watch sometimes. Like it's like a soothing watch, but
I mean, there's a competition for attention. So not every sport. How many sports are in the Olympic program? Like we can't care about every single sport during the quad. I think
like day one and already like 50 medals have been handed out.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell did I miss? And then there's still a month to go, and you're like, well, I don't understand how many medals get handed out.
Yeah, well, like,
but there's only so many sports. Like,
they keep adding new events. Didn't they talk about wanting to add a hockey 3-on-3 event?
Did they?
Yeah.
That's unnecessary.
then a 2-on-2 and a 1-on-1.
Because
Yeah,
they
don't
need to
need
add. They keep they got to keep more attention because that's how swimming and track have become like the most dominant sports, obviously.
Because there's so many sub-discipline
exactly.
to it all.
It's also one of the reasons curling has some of the highest like TV viewership numbers during the Olympics because it's
Does
on.
it really?
Yeah, because it's on like almost every day of the Olympics.
but I know what it's just that.
Yeah.
Like there's no
Like,
weight classes or whatever.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you're like, oh, now I'm watching the same thing, just like a slightly heavier guy.
Yeah. Like, wouldn't that be something though? Hey, like featherweight curlers and then like the heavyweight ones, and
Sure.
just
I guess.
they'll get there someday.
Text says, "Hey, I love fencing. Eleanor Harvey for
No,
life."
I don't.
Fantastic.
I'm not knocking any sports here. I'm just saying the overall is just it's a little too much.
I get it. Okay, we have a couple things to talk about. I love the Olympic talk, and Jolene,
Yeah,
that
we
is
bring
very
it back
cool.
to
How many
that.
Olympics have you done now?
Only 2.
2.
Yeah, no offense. Like I didn't want to.
I'm not
no.
offended.
Yeah.
No.
You like the kind of the.
I really want to cover an Olympics, so
We're going to try to make that happen for
let's
you, Tom.
make it happen.
You'd go well in an Olympic.
I would do
Both-
any
not-
sport. I
Imagine-
don't
Would you
care.
like cover?
Imagine
Would you
this
go
guy
live
in
cover or the host desk?
No,
Like,
I just
maybe
want to
you
be
wanna
there.
out
I would
yeah.
be because think about
Because waking
before
up
we
and
get
Tom
to
like,
the
well,
FlyAway
good
thing.
morning Olympics. You could be on the
I mean,
thing.
I could do that,
Yeah.
but that's the hard work.
Sure, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like that,
You're
like you
keeping
get
it
all
all-
the FaceTime and all that. That's great. Like Olympic primetime, all that. Wonderful. You need to be such a good host to do it. I would love to do something like that. But I'm not going to lie to you. I would love to be on location at a bobsleigh track, and they cut to me for like 3 interviews, and that's my day. You see me for like a minute, and I get paid a full day's freight, and then I have tomorrow off, and I can go check out other events.
Yeah.
I can mingle with media from around the world, maybe athletes. Like that to me would be the dream in some foreign nation I've never been to.
Okay, I think that you are romanticizing it a little bit.
What?
It's a little bit more work than that.
No, it isn't. Do you watch our
Scarves and-
CBC
yeah,
Olympic
yeah.
coverage? Like
Exotic chocolates.
They have news reporters that have been in broadcast for like 2 years interviewing.
Mitch Peacock.
Well, he's good though. He's
Yeah, I
been-
know, yeah.
But they have like news people like interviewing. They sent them to the Olympics, and they're doing these interviews with athletes that they have no idea what to ask them. And I'm like, how the hell did you get sent to the Olympics?
You could do a much better job on the
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
go. I'll do it, and I don't think it'll be that hard.
It's surprising how many people are not good at asking those questions. Like just the 2 questions for
It's
broadcast.
amazingly easy. Send me. I'm going. CBC. We're an independent broadcaster.
Pick 'em up.
Take me. I will go. I will ask the questions. Put me on biathlon for crying out loud.
Yeah, this is why we got to get you from Milan too, because you have the Italian.
Oh, the
I've got
fashion,
my Euro
fashion,
passport.
baby, the
Yeah,
fashion.
Yeah. I'll wear the weirdest stuff. You want to see short
Oh,
shorts?
tell you.
Look out. I don't care if it's winter. We're going to Milan, baby. Anyway, my rant's over. I just want to go cover, and I'm blown away by some of the reporters that they send there, and I'm just like, why are you here?
Get on the front foot. You need to submit a highlight pack of
Sure.
yourself.
But you have to do it now because now is when they're hiring for Milan.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Maddie put it on your schedule, for your 2026. Just putting out the morning right now. All right. Let's get to the EST FlyAway to LA. We're going to give out the keyword. We'll get the qualifier on here in about 5 minutes. Text in the keyword. We're going to put it up shortly. Trev, whenever you can, pop in here because I don't have the sheet with the keyword.
Ooh.
That's kind of a...
Is that it right
that's
there?
It right there.
Did
Can
you want
grab
me
it?
to come on?
Yeah, can you scoop that up? I'll read the liner. For the EST FlyAway to LA, proudly presented by the 780 homegrown local shop right here at Edmonton. 780 is both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also work with close to 100 local vendors from the 780 area code to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Check them out online at 780. That's the word 7, the number 80.com, or at any of their 5 locations at Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall by the airport. The 780, lame ass, low budget local shop online at 780.com or in store at Londonderry, EIA, Southgate, St. Albert, and Kingsway. Do you want to give the keyword out?
Should I? Oh my
Do you
gosh.
know
Oh
which
yeah,
one?
isn't
I know
that
it.
something? Yeah.
October
Okay, I'm
7th.
so excited. Do I just say it?
The keyword for today is...
Coach.
That was yesterday.
No. Okay, that's not it.
Do not
I made a
text me.
mistake.
That was
yeah,
yesterday.
I had one job.
That was my bad. That was my bad.
It
I
was
prepped her
him.
wrong. Yeah.
What
It
is
was him.
the
Okay.
true keyword?
The real keyword is loony.
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 You
I had to check the spelling on
set
that
me
too.
up
No,
for
I
awesome.
didn't. I just, apologies.
Should we say this?
We had 3 hours to prep and we couldn't get it right. Loony. Yeah, well, we can spell it, right? Like
Yeah, spell it.
Oh, okay. Looney.
Text that in to 780-218-9999. Loony.
Looney Tunes. Yeah.
Like Looney Tunes, not Looney like the coin. Looney. Text that in right now to 780-218-9999. We got a bunch of texts coming in about the Olympics. Tommy in short shorts,
It's happening.
junk hanging
It's what
out,
the people
interviewing
want.
an
It's
Olympic
what the
lawn
people
bowler
want.
about ball placement.
Barry the Cheater said Italy is not prepared for the amount of thigh Tommy's going to be bringing.
Oh,
Yeah, you knew you were opening up a tin here.
I did. Lots of people.
Tommy's
texted
hip wouldn't survive the mingling at the Olympics.
Bring it on. I'm so curious to see what it would be like to cover an Olympics. I'm
I
very
know,
envious
we gotta
of
get
you.
No, we got to get you to Milan. I'm already working on some of my ideas for that.
I love
I
it.
keep telling you that I have a few. I got to run them by you before I.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Good. But not to change the subject, but has anyone been paying attention to the WNBA finals? I'm curious.
Enlighten us.
I've been watching on Twitter,
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's a great place to watch.
but yeah.
I just, I think, I mean, there's a chance that tomorrow could be a championship game.
Are the Aces in there again?
No, they're not. You know,
Because
they
they
had
were back to back.
The Liberty.
Yeah, Liberty and the Lynx. So Liberty's leading the series, and they have a chance to close it out tomorrow. I was just curious if you guys were watching. I don't watch a lot of basketball, but I try to pay attention to the WNBA just out of I feel like I owe it to them, you know.
Yes.
Women's sports.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
I've not kept tabs. I apologize.
no, that's okay.
That's on me.
Yeah, last year when the Aces had their repeat, I thought that was such a good thing for the league to try to. I mean, so the Lynx and the Sparks when I was younger, I guess they were always to me like the kind of like the dynasties.
Yeah.
Right.
The Sparks are kind of like they're going through a rebuild right now, so they're completely like I guess out of the picture. But the Lynx are still in it, and I thought that the repeat last year with the Aces was so good for the league because the Aces have their new building.
I thought they were playing out of Mandalay Bay, weren't they?
No, I think that they had like a brand new facility.
Nice.
Yeah. It might just be their practice facility.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
but I
still, like
think they have-
that's a home base for the franchise.
Yeah, which at the time was either like the most money spent on that for women, or maybe even like the only facility like that for women. It's really
Michelob
nice.
Ultra Arena.
Yeah, is it a full arena like where they play their games? I think it is.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like 15,000.
Yeah.
I remember looking that up
Yeah.
because they're quite prominent in Vegas. Like
Yeah.
they're very proud of their Aces.
Yeah, so they're out early, but Liberty I think would be so cool because it's a great chance for Sabrina to actually take home a title, which she doesn't have yet. It's kind of like the one thing that she needs to really pick up. The Lynx.
Which Sabrina? are we talking-
Ionescu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who are you thinking? Carpenter?
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter?
Sure.
Have you been seeing like the Sabrina Carpenter curse?
No. What's
Because she wore the Maple Leafs jersey and she wore this Phillies jersey. I don't know if there was another one that she wore.
No.
But basically, like all the teams, the jerseys she's been wearing, they've been just
Struggling?
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Draking it.
Sabrina Carpenter is lovely.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
I interviewed her before when she was on the Disney Channel.
Really? Was she great?
Yeah,
Because you said the Disney kids all.
yeah, they're
like-
always great. They're always
yeah.
great. I didn't really expect her to be like the break because she was on Girl Meets World. Like
Oh,
yeah,
the,
like
reboot of Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Right.
She was the best friend. She was Corey and Topanga had a kid. That kid's name, I don't know if it was the actor's name or the kid's name is Rowan. I don't know if it's the actor or the character's name, but that girl at the time, I guess I thought that she was more polished, but Sabrina ended up being the breakout star.
She's very popular right now, obviously. She looks like she's itty bitty.
They all are.
Oh, really?
That's the crazy thing about actors. They're always way smaller than you think in real life. All of them. They're so tiny. Even the ones
It's
that you
the camera.
It is the
Yeah.
camera. The ones where you think like, oh, like she's a normal girl. She's kind of like my size or whatever. And then you see them and they're just so small. You like feel like you're gonna break them when you hug them. Okay, not a normal size.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. No, sorry. I didn't mean to derail your WNBA
No.
final.
No, that's fine. I was just wondering if you guys were watching, but you're
no.
clearly not. So
Apologies.
I wanted to
That's my bad.
bring it up though because it is a big it's in the sports calendar.
We do have the plan to have Cassie Campbell on. She's still involved with PWHL. I think I know she's still doing TV work too
Yeah, and that's
on Hello Hockey.
kicking off on November 30th.
Yes.
I think that, or I know that Toronto's training camp starts November 12th at home. I don't know if they're going to open it to media, but
Are you going?
yeah, I will be in Toronto.
Excellent.
But I don't know if I'm going to their training camp, if they'll let me.
Why
Hopefully.
wouldn't they?
I don't know if
Don't
it's
they
open.
want the
don't-
media
They don't
attention?
know if it's open yet. I asked
Oh.
and they were like, we're still deciding. I was like, oh.
That means they haven't thought of it.
A lot
Clearly.
of the I mean, understandably, but everything is kind of last minute as far as communication. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would be excited to go to it.
It's a young league.
It is young.
Saturday doubleheader, November 30th. Toronto hosts Boston, followed by Montreal at home to Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
That is your opener.
Yeah. So we'll see what year 2 brings.
I love that there's logos. I love that there's names.
Although
Yeah.
we had it last time Jolene was here, we were
Re-edition them out and
we were ripping
carving them
on
up?
Yeah.
Well, what, like, I don't mind them.
I kind of disliked almost all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my opinion. But
Dislike's okay. I wouldn't go far as hate.
no,
Yeah.
hate's strong.
But yeah,
Yeah.
disliking is fair.
The
Nothing
Ottawa
really stood out
Charge
to me.
is not a good look.
Not a good one. It's a bad
The
one.
Cavs Flames thing.
Yeah.
But it's the O and the C inside.
I know, but
Yeah, not clever.
You're not buying it?
also like just the name Charge, like it's supposed to.
I don't
play
like
up.
those. I don't like those action names.
Yeah.
Like
It to me, they feel like I think I said this last time. It feels like a Disney Channel original name for a team.
yeah.
Same
Yeah.
with the Frost, Minnesota
Featuring
Frost.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah,
The Nashville Height. Like, I don't like those descriptors. Of like,
Yeah.
like,
it's got to be something you can rally around.
yeah, like an
Is
object
it
or a,
with
a
the
Yeah.
New
thing.
England Surge?
Yeah, Surge, yeah.
What is it? The
The-
Sirens.
That's New York, Boston Fleet.
That's pretty neat. It
Fleet,
looks like a
that's what it
Whalers
was.
logo.
Yeah,
Sideways.
Everyone's
Yeah.
been saying that.
Look at this. Look at you.
Got a fish on the line, eh? Hey,
Hi,
oh yeah,
buddy.
you got to put those in for the
Matthew
thing. Yeah,
takes
yeah.
everything when he leaves.
That's amazing.
I love it. Oh, Martin texting in says, it would be sweet to see Tommy at the Olympics. I want to go. I really do.
No, we would all be rooting for you, and we'd all be, DiCaprioing the TV with the cigarette. That's our boy.
Jolene, you'd have to show me around the Olympics.
Oh,
my God, that's so
absolutely
loud.
will. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you have a great time.
What?
Should be good.
Who do we have on the line?
Kyle.
Kyle. Hello, Kyle. Are you there?
Coming through.
I'm not hearing Kyle. No.
Neither am I.
1 second.
It's the FlyAway to LA brought to you by EST and the 780. We're waiting to connect with
He hung
Kyle.
up.
He hung up?
No.
Wait, he's calling back. All right, Trev's
What a
trying to
loser.
figure this
Oh.
out.
Well, I mean,
Maddie
you get
has
this far
so
and then you
loud.
hang up. Eh?
Oh, okay. Trev's got it. Send it over.
Okay. No worries.
He's
Okay,
got it.
sounds good, man. He'll put you on hold here right away.
Do we have it?
Kyle.
Kyle, are you there? No,
Coming
Kyle.
through? It's coming
No,
through?
I don't have Kyle. Kyle, hello.
Hi.
Oh, there he is.
There,
Hello,
I can hear
Kyle.
him.
Congratulations. You're the qualifier for the FlyAway to LA. Brought to you by EST and the 780. Congratulations, dude. Do you know if you won, who you take, and which game would you be looking forward to the most?
I'd be excited for all of it. I've never been to another sports game outside of Rogers Place, so to see the Oilers out of town, to see a football game, I think would be amazing.
Wow.
Basketball would probably be the last on the list, but definitely would be a great trip.
Well,
And I'd probably take the girlfriend.
that's a good call. He'd take the girlfriend. Hasn't been to a game outside of Rogers Place, and would look forward to seeing the Edmonton Oilers take on one of the teams. And then, the football game will be great. And basketball, new stadium for the Clippers, the Intuit Dome against the Warriors. So I think it'd be an awesome time. Kyle, congratulations, dude. Thanks for listening. Thanks for qualifying, and best of luck to you.
Awesome. Thank you.
There you go. Kyle is our next qualifier in the EST FlyAway to LA. My goodness, Maddie has that on so loud.
That's juiced, eh?
That is. Oh, man. Well done. Yeah, he's like Dusty. Good job. Good job, Trev. Kyle is our latest qualifier for the FlyAway to LA. Congratulations to him. We take the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Did we ask him how long they've been together?
No,
as
I
an
didn't.
item? No,
I didn't want to pry.
Yeah, it's
But long
curious,
enough that you would take
Does
the
she
girlfriend.
really deserve this?
well,
trip?
I'm just wondering,
Whoa.
is the probationary
And
period
how
still
steady
afoot?
is the relationship?
What's-
Are you going to
what-
break up?
Jolene and I have the questions here. We need answers.
Yeah. Oh,
Get back
This
on
is
the
why
line.
I don't invite people.
Yeah, exactly. We're just talking.
How long do you have to be in a relationship with someone to take them on a trip like this, where you go to a basketball, football, and hockey game?
Yeah. So
very
this is
long time. I'm
this is
not
a lot of
wasting that on
activities in a tight. So
And you're staying.
not a lot of
yeah.
downtime. You're doing a lot of things.
You got a
And
lot of
it's
things
really
on the go.
fun.
Yes.
And I'm not wasting it on somebody who A, might break up with me, or B, might suck. I don't know if they might suck. They might just not be worth it.
Imagine it happens down there.
It could.
Like, I mean, it's on the cards.
Because they're having fun, and then they're seeing other people that are down there.
LA.
I know. Yeah.
Meet Will
exactly.
Ferrell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't waste. I would only want that to use that on somebody who I felt was going to be around. Which is why I usually just bring friends and family on things like that.
Yeah, it's the safe play. And again, like, I mean, I love traveling with my wife. Like,
Yeah.
her and I mean, again, we know it. We've done it all, and you kind of, but I do wonder what that cutoff time, like, what's the probation? Well, just for an example, hypothetical, you're seeing somebody, whatever. What's that month mark maybe, or year mark that you would say, yes, come to LA for this.
I would like to know. I'm curious what people in the comments are saying.
What about?
Yeah,
Just
like
what's that
what's
line?
the
Well, people are still
probation?
texting in loony.
Is it
which
a week?
is-
It's
We're done with the
Stop
loony
it.
thing. We're done with it now.
Kyle's the one who entered and qualified. Let's go.
Now we want to know. Let's say you go on an amazing week-long trip, 3 incredible sports events, and you get to bring one person, and you've been seeing someone for like 3 months. Is that the person?
I think
that
that's
you
okay.
bring?
3 months.
If
yeah.
I was at 3 months,
if you've been doing your
with a
work
girl, I'd be
during
like,
that 3
yeah, you
months,
wanna go on
I'm not
this
even
trip?
introducing people to my family at 3 months or friends.
hot dog, I love it. See, this is good. I
Wow.
like this.
Keep them
Well,
away.
that's interesting. Yeah, and well, it's.
That's a
But
friends
sometimes
only
you never know. You meet somebody in a week, and you're like, oh wow, I feel like I've known him my whole life.
Never
type of
had
thing.
that happen to me.
Not once. Okay, interesting. What about you, Tom? You've
What?
You have a more open,
I mean, yeah, you-
generous personality than I do.
Yeah, I'm very
like you would
fly
take
by the-
you'd take a girl you've known her for say 3 weeks, Would you take her on a trip
that
like
would-
this?
I'd be reluctant.
a month,
It'd
2
have
months.
to be a couple months.
couple months. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Otherwise,
kind
I'd
of
take a bro.
2 or 3 months, give or take.
Yeah.
You still wouldn't go in the third.
No,
No.
I move very slow.
6 months.
After after 3 months, I'm still like, do I want to see this person twice a week?
Fair
Or
enough. Yeah.
Still just once a week, maybe.
If-
So it would take longer than that.
Okay, now hypothetical, since we're on this, because we're talking about the FlyAway to LA, brought to you by EST and the 780. If you do take someone that you had started seeing 3+ months prior, how would you treat each individual game? Like, would you go, because going to sporting events as dates are actually kind of fun. Like, I've gone to basketball games here. I have not gone to a baseball. I don't go to hockey games as a fan. I've gone to football games on dates. It's kind of neat, but like, I think if I broke it down, I'd be like, okay, football, we're going and we're getting the full NFL experience. We're tailgating. We're having drinks. We're gonna have some like terrible food that is delicious, but just awful for you. I think I'd treat hockey and basketball more as like date night. You know what I mean? Like class it up a little bit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Like dial it
Hockey's the
back.
right thing to do that. The right sport for that.
Yeah.
I feel like hockey, people just dress a little nicer. So I think
Yeah.
that's more of like a date nighty
But
thing.
that one can go either way,
Yeah.
I think. You're in LA here.
Depends on the team.
Yeah, like if you're in Anaheim in this situation because you could go see Edmonton versus Anaheim, or you could go see Edmonton versus LA. If you're in Anaheim, I would be more casual
Right.
and
in Orange County.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Honda
but
Center
if
doesn't
It's
really.
not as nice of an arena.
it's a nice arena, but like when you go to LA, it's more showy.
Yeah.
So that's where I'd be like, well, we're gonna class it up a little bit.
I guess it depends on where your seats are for basketball. Because if you are,
I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Pickard's
Kevin.
starting.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Stewart had great numbers in Nashville too. Career. Did you hear that? I rattled it off as he's 1-0-0.
Thank you.
966,
I'm
I
in the
believe.
middle of
Save
something.
percentage. No, go, please go.
Debating their date nights here.
Well, the nasty chat's
We'll
exploding
we'll
here.
get to hockey
Well,
right
what
away.
does it say?
Barry the Cheater says, "Did you say I love you to each other in that 3 months? If not, noper." So he's
no,
he's not doing a
there's
time chronology.
no I love you.
He's doing an I
That's
love you
smart.
thing. So
No,
the
no,
I
I
love you
love you.
seals the deal there.
Love
no,
is
no,
what
no.
you
Love
spend
is-
your sporting tickets on.
That's-
If it's not love, it doesn't. reach the
Absolutely.
bar. Yeah. Okay. I'm with him on that.
Martin makes a good point, and I'm just going to read it. This is from Martin via the Paris Jewelers inbox. You have to be comfortable enough to use the hotel room restroom with that person
That's
around.
a big thing. That's a big
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Good
Yeah.
point.
My wife, who was at the time not even a fiance, we were dating, and we took her father to Nashville, Terry,
Terry.
and Terry can party, and we all shared a room.
That's a big step.
Huge step.
You
and I
really
stepped
got
in
to
it.
know Terry.
Oh
eh?
yeah, oh.
Like two queen beds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. We didn't
But
know.
like
sleep.
he's
But he's,
you're listening to him breathe while he's sleeping.
Well, and a lot of other things. I learned a lot, and we still talk about the trip, but a bonding experience.
Yeah, that's sure,
when you
that
look at it from a
definitely is.
positive point of
Yeah,
view.
Yeah.
Yeah, less than a year. I'm taking one of my boys. Big Slam Nasty says,
Yeah. I'm on that train.
yeah, if you're a 6 and that person is an 8 or higher, 2 weeks. So I don't know.
Not at all superficial, but I get where you're going with
Brett B
that.
says the trip is tough though because you can't just cut it off after the first game if it's going bad, and that's just it. You're
You're
and you
committed.
have
It's like the opening ceremonies date. You're committed to it.
it's a roll of the dice. It's but are you feeling lucky? I guess is the question. A lot of opinions. I don't mind the I love you one. We're all looking at it at a timeline point of view,
Right.
Yeah.
and maybe it's more of a commitment thing.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But okay, say this relationship is kind of just starting out and you take that leap and invite them on this trip. It could cement the relationship or it could just totally burn it down.
Yeah.
And some people like to do a trip right away for that reason.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Suss it all out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weeds it out really quickly. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
How about this one comes in? Says, I have a friend that went to a Flames game as their first date and they won the 50-50 together and they eventually got married. The best people, anything is possible at a sporting event.
Okay, that's true love.
Yeah.
Did they have a 50-50 at their wedding? They should have done that.
They should have. That would have been a
That's
nice
would
way
have
to
been a
tie
nice
it all together.
arm's length.
Yeah.
Yeah. Minimum 6 months. That's the rule. Sports dates definitely are a face painting occasion. Could
Yeah, you go
imagine?
full putty, hey? Like if I,
At the
yeah, are you
Devils
ready?
game?
Knock. You ready in there, or heading off to the game? Oh yeah, let's
Go Devils.
Yeah. Duck Dad says you can't take love yous with you to the grave. Throw them out there and let love live.
That's beautiful.
Oh.
Dad.
Nice
Wow.
poetic touch
Some
to the
wisdom.
conversation. Yeah, I mean, I do with it what you will, but
Yeah.
Annette B says I'm married and I'd still take a friend. LOL. A
Okay, I like the way she thinks.
little bit of a show. Well, you know, yeah, even if you are like, have a good, you know. It shouldn't be one of these events where now we're all talking that it's got to be a date.
Yeah,
you're going for the
it's a date.
you're
Well,
going
that's
for the
'cause
sports event and
that's 'cause
stuff.
this
I
guy
brought
was
it
the
up.
caller.
Yeah, right,
Who's
but
the
I'm-
caller? He's bringing his girlfriend.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle's gonna bring his girlfriend if he wins. So
Right.
It's a week-long date for them.
Absolutely.
Imagine bringing a stranger, hey? Like you go ride the bus and be like, hey, I just want a trip to.
And they say yes.
Yeah, because that's the thing
okay.
now. People will record. You'll go in public. Somebody say your friend's having a birthday, and they'll, hey, can you tell my friend? They're wish him a happy birthday. And so you send your friend up like 15 videos of just random people being like, happy birthday.
That's weird.
But it's neat.
a little weird.
Yeah, I
you hear
guess
from
so.
people you've never seen before, and then they feel like they know you type of thing.
So you could just roll the dice. Anybody you meet, bring that person.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
How about this one? It's a conundrum. What if you invite your new girlfriend on said trip and they decline? What does that do to the relationship?
Oh, well, I feel like I would be the girlfriend who would decline. It's not personal. I just don't know if I'm ready to spend a full week. Maybe that does kill the relationship.
It shouldn't
Probably
though. I
does.
mean, you could just be like, I'm busy.
Can't spend a full week with you. I have to,
I got to work.
I got stuff to
Football,
do.
Yeah.
basketball, and
Yeah.
hockey. No, thank you.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
I just don't like you.
Your seats aren't good enough.
Between Christmas and New Year's.
I think we got decent seats for those 3 games, by the way.
I don't
Just
know
for
about
the
your
record.
seats. That wasn't a dig on you.
Have you seen the Intuit though up top? It's very steep. Hey, like it's
Oh,
it's a
really?
it's
Yeah.
a steep viewpoint. You fall down those steps.
Yeah. So Calvin Pickard starting for the Oilers tonight. The boys will talk about it on Two Guys and a Goalie, of course, on EST Afternoons. And then on the Reedy Wilkins Show, we've got the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show and postgame show live on location at Hudson's White Avenue. And I see these texts coming in. Jake Ottinger, 8-year
Otter.
extension, $8.25 million AAV. Jolene, break it down for us.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
You love the finance.
Yeah,
of
we
the,
love the
Here for the
financial side of
vibes.
hockey.
I'm only here for the vibes.
But how about this? Just this is a simple blanket statement about goaltending in hockey. And I know we've talked about, Shesterkin trying to get 11 plus million, turning down the 11 plus million from the Rangers recently. And then we're seeing Swayman, now Ottinger. All these guys are getting around 8, just over 8, 8.5 kind of thing. I don't know how Shesterkin expects to push the bar up higher to 11 plus if guys who are sometimes better than him.
In
I'm
the
sorry. I
ballpark,
don't
yeah.
see Shesterkin as the best goalie in the NHL. He's one of them.
Yeah, there's a collection of them, right? You
But
could
why
say.
would there be a $3 million discrepancy between him and what is the majority of the best goalies? And I know that right now Bobrovsky's kind of the exception. He's an excellent goalie too, but just over 10 million, I think it is. I don't know. I don't think that Shesterkin's going to get.
What's with the
11
guy
plus.
who looks like Gru going in the media and saying that he feels like that Shesterkin's worth every penny of what he's trying to get?
The guy that looks like Gru.
Yeah, you know the guy.
One of our peers and colleagues in the NHL.
No, I would never say that about a peer and colleague.
I need to know now. Gru.
What team is he from? Someone will know.
Who was that?
He's like, I think he's no, I just saw this on social media and I was like, that guy looks like Gru. And I went into the comments and everybody agreed with me.
The comments reinforced your thought. I like that. Yes, I'm right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know how Shesterkin.
Oh wait,
gets
he has
11
to win
plus.
the Stanley Cup now. Hey, like that's kind of what you're
Sure.
like that to. Again, as you mentioned, I don't think anybody's leaps and bounds. It's a collection of a good,
Yeah, a
solid
gaggle.
5. Yeah, I think you can kind of point to Ottinger, one of them. Hellebuck, we talked about him earlier too. And,
Yeah.
and Shesterkin in there, but
I don't know how you justify asking for $3 million more when you're not really, in my opinion, I feel like most people would agree, not really that much better than Connor Hellebuck, if at all, or Jake Ottinger, who's been one of the best goalies in the league last few years. So
X-Ray J asks, Filthy Bruce. I don't think that's the guy that was talking about.
Gru? The Gru
Yeah,
looking
I
guy?
think that's Gru.
Maybe. No, I'm
who
going
would
to
be
find
Gru looking?
Derek Lalonde.
Derek Lalonde.
Derek Lalonde,
Is
like
this who
the
I was
coach of the
thinking?
Detroit Red Wings.
Actually, that is who it is.
That's what Stoffer for Premier says.
Wait,
I'm just
looking
relating
it
the
up. I'm
nasty
looking
chat
it
here, not
He
my
does
thoughts.
look like
Not my
Gru.
thoughts.
He does
that's-
look like
yeah?
Gru. Okay, yeah, he looks exactly like Gru.
May I see?
Thank you to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And he came out and he was like, yeah, I feel like that's totally like he's totally worth all that money.
That he might just be playing.
I was like, what kind of gamesmanship is this?
It's weird.
I didn't
but
know.
I'm here
I didn't
for
know
it.
enough of the context to dig into it.
Jordan Latimer in the nasty chat
Ah, that's your brother,
says Shesterkin modern day Gibson.
John Gibson.
That's what he says.
Gibson was good for a time.
Was for a time.
Yeah. but he's
Again,
on a
it's the
bad
whole
team.
shelf life of these guys too,
Right.
and how like man, oh man, I don't know.
I know. We'll see how that goes. He doesn't want to have contract negotiations during the season, and that's the Rangers' dilemma. And we'll see how that all unfolds at the end of their season with Shesterkin. But there you go, Jake Ottinger, $8.25 million AAV over the next 8 years.
And
starting
Pickard
next
tonight.
season. Pickard starting in goal tonight.
That's the
we
big
do
news.
have a follow-up from Kyle, who is our qualifier today
Oh.
on the EST Hangout for the FlyAway to LA. Kyle says, we've been dating about a year.
Okay.
We have a great relationship and both have kids involved, which we have become blended well.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much live together and have talks of buying a home together and getting married. There's some background. Hey, thank
Okay,
you,
we
Kyle.
are
There you
really
go.
happy for you,
Then
Kyle.
that makes
Yeah.
see,
Making
in
the
that
kids work,
scenario-
you've
A
done a lot of
successful
That's a
relationship.
lot of work.
Yeah.
But it did spur that question in my mind, like what
Curious minds. There's a lot of
That
different
line,
scenarios. Yeah.
Like in Kyle's case, it makes total sense.
Absolutely.
To bring
Yeah.
the girlfriend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. Lucas texting, I want to get married again just to have a 50-50 at my wedding. Was there a 50-50 at their wedding?
No. But it's a hell of an idea. Again, just to do the arm's length. I mean, I
Classic.
miss that stuff. Yeah, everybody's got different lengths of arms. I mean, you find the guy with the real long arms. But yeah.
Maybe
I like a 50-50.
I'll have one at my wedding if I get married.
Well, I'll say this, like, here's Zach.
Oh, hi, Zach. Look at his 90s country music t-shirt. And
he was
hoodie.
listening. Hey,
Yeah,
he's
an
in there.
Achy Breaky podcast fan.
But I won't buy a 50-50 now if it's just the, hey, scan your thing. Like, the romance is all taken out for me.
Yeah.
I can't.
it was like 400,000 at the Oiler game.
No, I get the money, but I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, if I go to a, not an Oilers game, but you go to like a prairie football, like, a smaller scale event, shall we say. I don't like doing that. I don't like you scan the bar and then you got to go through the thing. You got to accept
look
terms.
online.
I just want to give you a $5 and get some tickets and
I agree.
hold them. That's part of the
pull
game.
them out.
To me.
Especially,
Yeah.
50-50s are such a Western, well, I mean, mostly Western Canada thing. They're not really big in anywhere else.
Well, Americans are kind of like
No.
taken aback.
Yeah.
51-49s or something, right there.
Yeah.
Or something.
For Dodger games, they like brought, I don't know if they brought them in maybe like when I started or maybe they were there before, but anyway, like the pot for Dodger games would be like $30,000. Yeah, like there's more people I think than that in the stadium or
Yeah.
just about.
Yeah.
And people would be like, "Oh wow, like that's a lot of money, 30,000." I'm like, "You guys got to see the Oilers
Yeah,
50-50s."
Yeah. Really quickly, because Lucas texted in, a good point in time to mention Whale and the Wolf at Gedfest. Edgar Downey Fest has been an annual show held in Calgary over the past few years. It's dated around the date of Gord's passing. It's a show built to honor the legacy of the late great frontman of the Tragically Hip. The show has expanded to Edmonton this year's, and it's going to feature Whale and the Wolf, followed by a set played by Edmonton's premier Tragically Hip tribute band, Hypnotical. It's held at Midway Music Hall this Saturday, October 19th, with proceeds from ticket sales to the Ben Stelter Foundation and the Alberta Cancer Foundation. Not a contest to beat Calgary at raising funds.
It is.
But it kind of is. Edmonton has bigger hip fans. Let's raise some money for a great cause. Tickets available. Here's the most important part at gedfest.ca, GEDFEST.ca. Go see Well and the Wolf and Hypnotical, all in support of the Ben Stelter Fund. And was it Alberta Cancer Society?
Yep.
Fantastic. There we go. Jolene, any final thoughts as we wrap things up?
Once again, I'm just really thankful that you invited me back.
Good to have you back.
Yeah.
And then show up earlier next. I like the
please
whole
do.
working.
Like,
No,
be
it's
here
neat.
by 6.
It's nice to have other people around. You kind of just knowing that other people are, because it's very, it's just the three of us in there.
I was here at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, it's great,
I don't
eh?
know how Trevor did he just go down there at 7:15 and expect that I was going to be there? He was there.
I did pass along the information you gave me.
Oh, you thought it was a random.
No, I knew. He was there right when I walked up, and I was like, "Oh my God, you've been waiting for me." It was very,
I said,
it was very
Jolene
sweet.
has to take a meeting.
5-star
She's coming
service,
in
huh?
early.
It was a warm welcome. Yeah, it was a great morning here. It's a wonderful workspace.
Yeah, it's very.
The issues with our provider, hopefully everything's cleared up now. We're working on.
We passed the test.
Passed that
the
test.
Ionic
Okay.
test. Oof.
My goodness. I will be back tomorrow. Wanik is off the rest of the week. And we've got Derek Van Dies coming on the show, and we'll find another guest for tomorrow's Hangout. Should be a good one. That does it for the show. Rick, anything else? Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I've had to go to the bathroom for 2 hours,
Same
so this is
with
going to
me.
be great. Hey, yeah.
You're toe tapping over there.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for the EST Hangout, the Lock Shop with Huss and Dusty coming up next. GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre and post game show live on location tonight at Hudson's White Avenue, and then you can catch Rick for
Central
Thursday
Casino
Night
Sports
Football.
Bar and Lounge, Smoke Brisket Cheesesteaks Night, Saints Broncos, Mets Dodgers, Oilers Preds, all going on tonight. Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Fort Road, Edmonton, North Side.
All right, go pee. For Eric and Julian, I'm Tom saying thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later. And the Lock Shop coming up next. Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanek, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,